Hey everybody, welcome back to the Goodest cast. And on this episode, I have Aaron Levitt and Kendal Klein, the 240SX s13 power couple joke. Anyway, it's a good one. It's not origin stories. We've done individual episodes with them before. If you haven't seen those, check it out afterwards. We're just hanging out. We're telling stories. We cover a bunch of crazy stuff that happened with Final Bout 7 that you definitely don't know about. And it's just a hang. We recorded this one outside. Nice weather, nice vibes, good friends. I hope you enjoy this one as much as I did. Goodest cast. Check it out.
Do you like to drift with your friends? No way. Me too. Well, you know where I go before I go drifting every single time? Tire Streets. And I buy tires and I put them on my wheels and then I bring them to the track and then I put them on my car and then I go drifting. It's crazy. But also, sometimes my other cars need tires. You know where I go? Fucking Tire Streets, obviously. It's the only place to go. They got all kinds of stuff. Mud terrains. You want daily drivers? You want some high rolling resistance bad boys for your freaking Prius? Dude, Tire Streets. I don't know if they have high rolling resistance tires, but go and find out. Let me know. TireStreets.com/Goodest. Click the link in the description. It's the same one I just said. And if you want a good deal on some 651s and some other stuff, it works on some of the other tires on the site too. Goodest 651 in checkout for them banger deals, for them banging deals. If you want banging deals, click the link, type the code, save some money. That's all we want in this world.
It's a beautiful day for a beautiful day. That's what they say. Yeah, I think I was saying the last time, I guess the last time both of us have been on his pod, this is like a whole new production. He's got like nicer mics and like nicer camera and nicer rug. Well, rug at all.
Last time we podcasted, I did yours and then we got trashed and then I did Kendal's.
We got trashed?
I was.
I don't remember.
We did like shots before.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
We did?
yeah. I remember going to the corner store and you're like, should we get like
Fireball.
should we get fireball shots? And I was like, this is so dangerous.
We get fireball? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the time it was
Hell
Kendall's turn, I was like pretty sauced.
You guys nailed that one. That was a good pod for you being sauced.
Yeah.
Hell
we did
yeah.
that one outside
Yeah.
in front of
Yeah.
our cars. And now,
It was in front of the bowls beside the pool, right?
yeah.
Yeah, at the old house. That was
Mhm.
cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, you had a completely different production going back then. You really upped your game since then. Proud of you, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's cool. Like, you make me actually want to watch a podcast, which is rare.
Like visually watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah. So, got a good thing going, man. Proud of you.
Thanks. It's been a lot of effort from me, but also Laura like making me not do it jank.
Dude, shout out Laura, man.
Yeah.
Laura's a G.
She's literally over there on like a folding chair underneath the camera. It's
Yeah.
like
She's literally
a
her.
ladder over it because it's like in the sun just so we could like do this outside because it's like super nice today.
I don't know, bipolar ass weather. I'm like, when's this California gonna kick in? We
Right now.
We went to Grange the other day, and it was hailing. Hailing.
So cold.
The only other time I'd seen that, we did Drift Week.
And it snowed.
The one Drift Week event we went to at AVS, and it was snowing while I was trying to change my steering rack, and I was literally so bummed out because I spent like weeks before then like prepping my car with steering racks, and I had to swap another steering rack, and then it started snowing, and I looked really mad, and that's why me and Kendall didn't meet then because I have RBF and I'm really upset at my car.
Racks on racks on racks, you know?
Dude, I was like, what the hell is going on? It's like snowing and I'm changing a fucking steering rack. It's like, yeah, anyways, why do we do this to ourselves? I still don't know why. I feel like we've talked about this before, like, where like if you don't get to that point in drifting where like you question why the hell you're doing this, like you're not, I don't know, you haven't like reached that level yet, then you haven't really experienced drifting. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't
Yeah.
completely question your life and be like, why the hell am I doing this? I should quit. Then keep
Yeah.
going because you'll get there.
Why do I torture myself like this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to be good at drifting, you have to be like a little bit of a masochist. You know, you have to
Yeah.
enjoy pain in some
Yeah.
form. You know.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're like literally almost in tears. It's so cold the other day, and then we get in the car and like she got like killer, like pedal work practice in the rain and hail, and like then we ended up giggling the whole time we were driving. Although I realized like everybody kind of has a different face when they drive. Like Kendall's like a machine. She's like very focused and intense, and it's adorable.
I'm actually not, okay? It just like, I saw those clips of me at Super D and I had my mouth open the whole time and I was embarrassed. I know you were filming me, so I'm like, keep your mouth closed the whole time.
What's hilarious
I
to
was
think
You're
focusing
thinking
on it.
about that while driving.
Oh, God.
I think everyone can relate to open mouth driving, at least on sim, like
Yeah, if you're really just paying attention. If
Yeah.
your mouth ain't open, you're not really paying attention.
sometimes
you
I
know?
start drooling and I'm like, fuck.
Open face helmet will do you dirty sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, I know, and your cheeks are all smushed. You're like, I'm not. I don't look rad in open face.
Cheeks
Yeah.
smushed, mouth
But it just
open.
feels so cool. You know.
Yeah.
It feels really cool. You can like see more. You don't
You
feel
can
so.
talk. You can talk to people.
Mhm.
You get in line.
Yeah, they can at least read your lips. You know.
You can be like,
It's
"Don't
nice.
chase me, please."
Yeah. Take a
Yeah.
sip of your coffee, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
You could spit game if you're single. You know.
Wear an open
Yeah.
face so you can like hit on chicks.
No,
while
I
you're
think
drifting.
the full face is more mysterious, you know? Women like that, you know?
Like Stig vibes.
Yeah. Like, wow.
interesting.
Who is the man behind the helmet, you know?
Damn.
Interesting.
Sounds
not, not goofy ass smush
Like-
cheeks.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
like mouth open.
Just, yeah.
No, literally, dude. I'm pretty sure. How'd it go? Oh, dude, I'm pretty sure that's how I look half the time. Yeah. Whenever I wear open face, I like know I look retarded. It like sucks, but it's okay. First step's admitting it. It's cool. It's all for the
Yeah.
love of the game.
I did like a poll if we should do an episode just to talk about the like butterfly coupe video, and it just like got like crazy yeses.
Oh,
And
just to talk
the
about
last
the video.
podcast we did like was like a couple days before we found out we were doing it, I think.
Dude, that timeline was crazy, right? Like, I talked to Kendall about this a bunch. Like, I look on my phone because it tells you like dates or whatever on iPhone, and it's like,
It was like a week.
dude, well, in my head, like that summer is so insane. It's still to this day is going to be like the craziest summer ever because it was like, I always say it was like Forrest Gump. You're just like right place, right time. You're like, oh, okay, you want to do this? Okay. And we just, you know what I mean? We didn't really plan anything. It like looked like we had this like crazy plan laid out, but it literally was just like, I came down to drive
Fuel Fest.
Which
was just like
which was like bucket list for me to drive Irwindale, even though we weren't doing the bank. It was still bucket list for me because I had
Yeah.
gone to Irwindale so many times, especially like I went every year in a row when they were like, oh, they're going to tear it down. They're going to tear it down. I went every year in a row with my buddies, flew down from Washington to go. I finally stopped flying down because I was like, all right, they're not going to fucking tear this thing down.
and then they did.
And then, yeah, but it
Yeah.
was like 10 years after,
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but it was like, so driving that place was really special to me. Like bucket list.
Yeah, it's cool. We got to like jam with Matt Field at
Yeah.
Irwindale. That was
Dude.
like, kind of sick.
Do that. You could-
Unexpectedly fun.
oh yeah. Like you could hear the crowd like yelling over the cars. I don't know, like dude,
That was,
that was
there was a lot of people there.
I had to tune it out because like I talked to Kendall about this a bunch, but like tuning out the crowd or like people watching, or getting nervous during drifting. It took me years to like kind of not even worry about it because you drift so much, it's like second nature, and then you can tune out stuff like that. Like I pretended like there was no crowd. I was like, we're just jamming. We're like, it's like we're playing a set or something. Just no one's around. We're just driving.
Yeah,
That's how I
like,
look at things.
I like to visually block them out now.
Yeah, I'm like tunnel vision. We're just drifting, and then you watch the videos from Fuel Fest, and you're like, holy crap, the grandstands were full.
Yeah,
Guys were like lined up on the fence, like screaming. Benson was like kind enough to tell us like his experience in the crowd was like when we'd go, everybody would cheer, and I was like, that was surreal for me
yeah,
because like little me is like, dude, that's awesome.
yeah.
Like, yeah. But anyways, what I was getting at was like you look at the timeline of like I originally came down to drive that event with you, and I didn't want to put an end date to the trip. I was like, let's just like see what happens this summer, and we'll just like hang out. And I look at my phone, and it's like everything was so close together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Isn't that
it was,
weird?
It
Yeah, it
was
was like days
hectic.
apart.
Yeah.
It'd feel weeks, and I'd look at my phone and all the photos say like, "Oh, 2 days later we went and did this. The next day we did this," and it didn't. Isn't that weird? Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
what were all the things we did? We like went to Angela's Crest. You guys did that music video.
I think you had to
Like, the
work during
pool-
that.
I had to
shoot.
fly home for work
Yeah, you flew
for like
back to
2 or
SF
3 days. Yeah.
for work during the Angeles Crest shoot, which I remember you were bummed about, but
We did so much other stuff.
but dude, you were there for like almost everything else, so it was really cool.
Mhm.
yeah,
And
it
that was
was
the first time getting to hang out with Kendall and like doing the Angeles Crest thing was really special. It was just so much cool stuff back to back to back. Yeah. But yeah, where was I going with that? It just like was like such a crazy summer, and it was like within 2 weeks everything happened. And then I remember I was flying back home. I was on a borrowed diff that whole summer. Shout out Nikki. She like let me borrow her welded diff because I think I slipped my clutch type at Grange before that. So I was on Eric's trailer I was borrowing and a borrowed diff, and I just kept having to call them to ask for extensions. Like, hey, can I keep borrowing the diff? Hey, can I keep borrowing the trailer? Hey, can I keep taking time off work? As stuff just kept coming up. But yeah, you should tell more of the story about the video shoot was more like on your guys' end of things. Like I was just along for the ride,
It was crazy. Like we got there, it was like a Friday. We did the pool shoot. Then the next day we did Fuel Fest.
The pool shoot was insane.
Yeah,
That was so cool.
that was super fun.
Yeah, that was your idea?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then Laura
killed
executing the hell out of
it.
it.
Yeah,
Does what she does best, you know?
yeah.
Laura Rose.
Yeah, the Laura Rose.
The Laura Rose.
She refused to be on camera today, and if you guys want to see her do a podcast with me, blow up her DMs,
Yeah.
please.
Please do.
In
Seriously,
the
please.
comments, actually, so
Yeah.
that other people can see it. Yeah. So then the next day was Fuel Fest, and then that night after Fuel Fest, we go to the barracks.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I was just we were just trying to soak in Fuel Fest, right? And
We left Fuel Fest early to go to the barracks.
we like rushed loading the trailer because after an event you usually just kick it, kind of like breathe a little bit, like try to gather your brain about what the hell just happened. Like it was intense and there's so many people. And I just remember someone, I think it was you were just like, dude, load up, we gotta go, we're going to the barracks. And I was like, oh, and I just like jet. And all these kids are trying to talk to us, and I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, man, look out. Like I'm like almost hitting kids with my ramps, and like
Yeah, and
Dude,
like driving out of there was hard.
mad dash just trying to like load up because we can't miss that. That's like
Yeah,
and then the barracks that night.
We
Yeah,
rolled-
that's crazy. That was the same night. That's
that was
insane.
the same night.
That's
so
insane.
that was 2 days, and then at the barracks, we met Chazzy, who was like, "Do you want to come to a drift event at Dodger Stadium the next day?"
Well, Kendall had already known
Yeah.
Chazzy. And I think
Me and
Laura, too.
Laura, yeah.
But yeah, that was my first time meeting him.
And we were
Crazy.
like, that whole thing happened, which like all this is covered in the Flash VM summer video.
Oh,
but
dude.
like,
Mhm.
That edit took so long. I remember I like wasn't dropping any videos that whole summer because I was just down here. And I like missed a bunch of stuff like editing and video drops and stuff that I think I'm behind on because I just like I'm trying to keep up with chronological order and it like never works. But like it was worth it. I just spent like the whole end of the summer like getting into winter or fall on like editing, and that video took forever.
So worth it though.
I was gonna do like a million different parts, but I was like, I kind of wanted to
drop the whole thing.
drop the whole thing into one edit so that people saw how crazy the trip was, or like how everything was just back to back to back, just to kind of relay like how insane it was, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you do I feel like you do different parts, then it doesn't make it look like, oh, that was the next day or this was the same day. Because it's like in one day it was Fuel Fest, the barracks, and then we got invited to the back of the Dodger Stadium property for that
Yeah.
like skid pad thing, trash pad thingy.
Yeah. Dumpster.
Yeah.
That sounds
dumpster
really
pit.
rude, but it was like
Amazing, yeah.
lined with dumpsters.
It was a
really
dumpster pit.
It was a
Yeah,
dumpster pit.
yeah,
I mean, that's not rude to say
Smelled
it.
like trash, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it smelled
It
It
interesting.
smelled like
and,
trash. We trashed it.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I think didn't we go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was like, we're just standing there. We're like, let's go, and then
They were all
was
like, "You guys are gonna go first?
Dude.
Like, you guys are gonna tandem?" We're like, "Yeah."
like, yeah,
Dude,
it's
the best part was that like
it's fun.
we you guys totally thought it was gonna be like some crazy like Dodger Stadium thing. So you guys were like, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Like it was cool because like I don't know if you guys would have agreed to that had you known.
It was
But
so
like
fun though.
it ended up being like super fun and like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know kind of a different experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out Chazzy.
Yeah.
Not
Met a
talking
bunch of
crap
cool
at all. It
people. He was like
super
trying to
fun.
do it legit. Like I get it. you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
respect him for that. But yeah, and then we went and drove AVS on like a private day.
How many? Do you guys remember the timeline? Like, when was the AVS after that?
It was like
Wait, the Dodger Stadium thing was how long after?
it was like
Do you
the
remember?
next day after.
That was
Field
the
Fest.
next day.
Dude,
Yes.
shout out to you guys' cars, honestly.
Dude,
Just like
we-
nobody had car problems
We
with
did
all that shit.
Yeah, it was back to back to
You're
back.
right.
It was pool
Yeah.
shoot one day, Fuel Fest the barracks the next day, the chassis like dumpster pit car catch on fire was the next day, and then like I think like 2 days later we went to AVS, just you and me.
That was 2 days later.
Yeah,
Dude, we beat the hell out of our cars that summer.
Yeah.
Have you done much to, I mean, you've done a lot to your car since then. I'm just saying, like, engine wise, like, you've had the same turbo. I've gone through a turbo since then. Luckily, it happened right before Final Bout, this last year, Final Bout 7. But this SR has been great to me. Like, I'm not even like, everyone always thinks like I'm this SR guy now or whatever, but I'm a drift guy.
yeah. A lot of people don't know you had a JZ S13
Yeah.
for like a long time.
Yeah, I want to clear that up. Like, I was a Jay-Z guy for like 12 years. But anyways, like the SR is great. I think a lot of engines are great. It's how you maintenance them and how you set them up, how you tune them. Timing is very important.
Yeah, I think
Fuel and timing, So, but that being said, I'd seen like Jason, how long he's had his SR. My friend Danny Boys, he's had his SR for like 8 to 10 years. So I was like, yeah, let's give it a go. Why not? It's what's in my car when it shipped over. So I was like, let's do it.
I think if you build them right and you maintain them,
Yeah.
they last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hers has been great now. I
Definitely.
mean,
even like the one that came in my car was like, I think I told you when like we ended up taking it apart, like they didn't machine it and it had like a bunch of detonation on the cylinders and they just slapped a stock, whoever, Japan or here, they slapped like a stock head gasket on and then put it together and I drifted on it for 4 years. I had no idea.
yeah, the stock head gasket to just smush over the detonation and just seal it up, and it was working for her. I
Dude,
was
it was
blown away
great.
when we took it apart.
It was great. That engine was great. Like,
It's crazy. But
yeah.
that's the whole point of that was like that summer proves like the SRs are decent. Like,
Decent.
I won't say they're like the best. I know ever since like God's motor, they're like
Everybody's got
whatever.
a different
Yeah.
god, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
My,
But I mean,
my God's motor is a little, got an extra 2 cylinders,
Whatever, praise whatever your God's motor is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I was a Jay-Z
What is
guy.
it, like agnostic or something? I don't know.
Isn't that a drink?
But you always talk about like you always talk about too
Spike
like
my
the
agnostic.
balance of like the SR versus the JZ. Like that's really interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. The main reason I had like switched from Jay-Z to SR, it wasn't like, I know it was at that era of the hype because like at that time, a lot of our friends were starting to switch back to SR 4-cylinder because of like, I mean, it is true. It's like after Super D, Matsuri, it was like a lot of people seeing what like Naoki and Nishi and Miki could do with SRs at Grange. I think a lot of people coming to spectate that event realized like, holy crap, these things they weren't stock. Everyone always says they're stock SRs, but they're very basic SRs that made probably 350. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like what they could do is insane. So it showed like, a little driver mod goes a long way. And I remember around that era, a lot of people were like going back to SR. I was like, the first one was 2016, second one was 2018. But then it was around 2019 when I'd first met you and we went to Japan. That's when I was like, man, these things like they can be reliable. Like, holy crap. Like I was trying to get a sticker for my buddy Chitty from Canada. I was trying to get a Garage Milk Tea sticker, and I couldn't get a sticker from Hero because like he was driving so damn much. He never popped his hood. He was on the track the whole time at Mahon. And I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, and he drives hard, So I was like, well. But the big thing she was talking about was like the balance, like having the weight distribution, like having the motor so much further back, and just the car, driving 4-cylinder cars since then, I realized like that's more of what I was looking in a car these days was like the weight balance or having that steering response.
Yeah. And it does make a big difference on S chassis.
Huge, yeah, especially S13, I believe. Because, yeah, I've been blessed to drive so many different of my friends' cars, and they all have so many cool cars, and like I felt so many different setups, and like I just realized I don't really enjoy inline 6 S13s as much as I used to after driving different setups. Like they're still good, they can still be good. Like the best my car ever felt was like 1.5J Just 408 diff, 12K front spring rate and 6K rear spring rate, which is like an old recipe. You know, it's nothing new, but that was the best my car ever felt for sure, and a good tune. But even then, I was like searching for more. The car just wasn't like snapping as hard as I wanted. It wasn't as like responsive as I wanted as far as like suspension and the steering. So that's why I went back. I was like, well, okay. I was contemplating when I had gotten the 13 Sylvia. I was contemplating an S15 because there was a shell for sale in BC, which is only like 2 hours from me. I was gonna K swap and do all that route, and it wasn't really that tried and true yet. It wasn't like tested that much, so I was a little nervous to go that route, you know. So I guess my whole point of that is I just wanted an aluminum 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
And the SR came in my car, so I was like, let's give it a go.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's been great, yeah. Shout out Bryden for built good motor. I think the first year that Bryden built my SR, I drove it once a week the whole year.
Damn.
So I put it through the paces immediately, and then I started traveling more and trusting it, you know, and it's been great. And it's just a little old SR20.
Sick.
Yeah, it was like only 250 horsepower because I had some tuning issues. We all know about that. Like, we've all been there. And 300 horsepower for like a year and a half, and now it's like 400 horsepower the last year. So same engine, uncracked, basic stuff.
Yeah, 400 horsepower SR is good.
It hit different.
Yeah.
It's like a different power band. It feels like more intense because I had a 400 horsepower 1.5J and it felt great, but it was just not as intense, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like a different feeling. I don't know. Not that it's better or worse. It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jay-Z's. Still do.
Me too.
Yeah, I miss them. Yeah. I think they're great. I don't know. I want to have another Jay-Z car in the future, but we'll see. See how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just got an SR car, so.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I need to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting.
So we went to AVS, thrashed our cars.
Mm-hmm.
I ate my front rear bumper that you actually just painted for me. And then Laura got a phone call for us to do that video for like Tyga. And it was just like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it was like, can you do it? And then it was like, we don't need you. We need you. We don't need you. We need you. We need Aaron's car. We don't need Palmer's car.
Yeah.
And then like the day before they needed my car also. And like we had no idea what we were getting into. And we like just showed up to this like warehouse in like downtown LA with like no plan. We have no idea. They were just like, we just want drift cars and we want you guys to drift.
Yeah, it was like a roller coaster of emotions. Like, you're doing it, you're not doing it. And I at the time, it was almost towards the end of the trip where I needed to go back to work. So it was tough to plan out. It was like, hey, well, I got to know because I either got to fly home or I'm towing home. Like, I need to know what's going on, you know? But with all that happening, I had planned the last event before I headed back north was Carnival in SF, which we can get to later. But that was like, I knew I wanted to do that by the end of the summer. So it was hectic trying to plan all that. But that's showbiz, baby, right? That's what Kendal always says. Yeah, but I didn't know what to expect with that. I've never been a part. I don't know. Up to that point, had you been a part of any shoots like of that caliber or
Nah.
of music video or anything like that?
I did like small ones.
I think Kendal had.
In BMX, not ever like car stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's related though. I've never been
Yeah.
part of any kind of shoot like that. I didn't know what to expect.
Wait, you did BMX in a music video?
I did. I can't find it though. It was like this really cool. It was like sponsored by this one athletic company, but basically it was cool because it was all about women, and it was like the Noah's Ark of like badass women because it was like 2 MMA women fighters, like 2 basketball players, like skateboarders, BMX, everything. There was 2 of everyone. And it was like, all I did was like, I rode through the frame and did some trick or something in the background of someone singing. Me and
That's
this other
kinda
girl.
sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Under Armour. It was like Under Armour and then this one artist, I forgot the name of. But I've been trying to find it forever and I can't. So,
Damn.
but it was fun.
Kendall's been famous.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you, dude. You're like all these music videos. LA's really changed you, man.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah, so
Well,
Yeah.
it's weird. You get like a call and it's like, hey, what are you doing in 2 days? Does your car work? And then
yeah.
most of the time the answer is no. But
Yeah, it's like, so you ended up being a part of the Kalen shoot, which was featuring Tyga, which at the time we thought it was Tyga,
yeah,
but it was Kalen FRFR, which is like an up and coming artist at the time.
he was cool. He like wanted to buy your car.
Yeah, dude.
He
The
was like,
whole
oh, I want a right hand drive like Sylvia, and I was like, okay, sick.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, like being in drifting so long, it was really cool to see that they were interested in our type of cars in a video. I was just like blown away. You know, it was really cool. And now, obviously, since then, we've seen like even more and more and more. There had been drifting in music videos before that, but it was like few and far between. So I feel like it's just more and more and more, and seeing it go like more mainstream is really cool because I never thought in my lifetime I would see like drifting grow in the way it has, you know. So that was interesting, and
Yeah, you were like the opening scene, the main scene, like all the shit. It was pretty crazy. Like you pretty much, and there was like a bunch of stuff that happened that like we just said, hey, can we try this?
yeah, I remember like, well, in the beginning, you remember they wanted to put me in a wardrobe.
Oh,
You remember
dude, I
that?
forgot about that.
So I started getting really nervous because I was like, you know, with Flash, I try to be behind the camera. I'm not usually in front of the camera. So I was like, oh my God, you want
Bro,
to put me in
and
a
they-
wardrobe for a
and they,
rap
like-
video? Like, what?
and they pulled out some wild shit too.
Yeah. And that didn't end up happening. But like, I didn't even think, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even think, because I'm not like even SAG eligible or like, you know, anything like that. So I was like, oh, okay, someone's probably going to drive my car, you know, in my head. But I was driving my own car, which was awesome.
Thank
And
fuck you did, dude.
I know.
I don't think anybody else could have done that.
yeah.
The one-handed donuts around holding the Lambo doors up, like I don't even think I could have done that.
No, hear me out. All right. So when I first put the Lambo doors on, my whole goal was like, okay, I always want Lambo doors since I was like a little kid, because I'd seen them on like Escalades in like music videos when I was in like middle school, right? So I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I always
that was
wanted
the
them.
hardest shit. It was like spinners and Lambo doors.
Oh, dude, for sure, right? Like it was always my dream. I was like, I want Lambo doors on something one day, but like it was just one of those things. Like you end up buying tires and turbos and all this stuff, and you just never do it. It's like a dumb aesthetic thing you never do. When I finally did it, I was like, I want to do it right and make them really strong so that I can drift or power slide or donut with the doors open. I think it'd be sick. But it, you know, they still sway a lot when they're up. So I had told the, you know, what do they call their position? Like riggers,
Yeah, I think
like
so.
a camera
I
rigger.
don't know. I have
like,
no idea.
well, yeah, they do the whole.
They just
you
do
know,
like mounts and shit.
yeah, yeah. I had warned them like the doors could break or the hinges could get messed up or worn out. So the rigging equipment didn't hold up. I would keep drifting to the left. So my driver door, the rigging equipment would keep falling off every time, even no matter how tight they went. And at one point, it happened so many times during that one session of sliding around the artist that I was like, well, at Evergreen one time, we shot this little dumb clip of me drifting with the door up, and I had held the door open and doing donuts like Jody shot it. And I was like, okay, so I already know how to do that. It's just a little sketchy, like one-hand drifting in a polished concrete floor
With,
on
like,
like our comp
concrete-
tires.
Yeah, dude, and concrete pillars everywhere.
Yeah, and you're drifting around a famous
person.
artist.
Yeah.
Like it's not just any person you're gonna hit; it's also a famous artist. So it's just like I want to be careful, but
Yeah,
But I
that's
got
way
so-
more important. You don't like you if you're gonna hit somebody, hit your friend. You know.
yeah, she's hit me almost
Yeah.
at Grange.
Yeah, true.
Didn't you like hit a tire and it like hit Aaron in the face?
Well, no. Okay. So I was like, it was like the same day. Like I think it was the first track day I had B knuckle on,
Mhm.
and like I don't know, someone was up with my front tires or something, and I went to
Mm-hmm.
fate and I understeered and just like went completely into the tires, which just happened to be exactly where Aaron was standing and filming me. So like when
Yeah.
I hit the tires like punched him in the stomach.
It was like a bundle, like they were tied together, which was, or maybe they weren't, but it seemed like it. And then the whole bundle like body slammed me.
Are we talking like a 265 or like a 205?
Oh, they're solid 265s.
Yeah.
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 And it was just like, ugh,
That's
just like
okay.
knocked that wind out of me. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, that was the first. Cool. And I was like, I
Were
thought it
you
was,
still filming?
oh yeah.
Was there a video going? "Oh"?
Yeah, in my head, I was like, I've watched enough YouTube. Like, the cameraman never gets hurt. Like, the cameraman always survives. So I didn't even think anything of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I put a clip of that in like a urine video or something, but no, she's really good at crashing, like recovering. I know that sounds silly.
Practice.
I know that sounds silly, but like,
I'm actually proud of that. That's one thing I will say. I'm good at crashing.
no, I know it sounds silly, but I compare it to like in skateboarding.
Same.
In skateboarding, you like know how to fall, right?
Yeah.
If you just mindlessly fall, you're just like flail, you're gonna get really messed up, right? But like people know how to catch themselves or roll out or like, and I feel like she's really good at recovering. Like there's only so much you can do. We've all been there where you like lose your front end, you lose power steering, like it's happened to you a couple times. Like
More than I can count right on the entry.
yeah, there's only so much you can do,
Yeah.
right? So it's like she is really mindful of, okay, well, let's try to snap the car back to hit the rear end because
Yeah.
if the rear end gets hit,
Not
usually
much.
takes less damage or you can keep drifting the car.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's brilliant. Or there's one time, I don't even think I would have the like subconscious to do this, but like I see it in rally all the time when they crash, they're going extreme speeds. Those guys are insane, right? And they crash, they roll, going into trees. A lot of them will tuck their arms in. They have the nets so your hands don't fly out. Well, a lot of them will tuck in and let go of the wheel because you could break a wrist, a finger, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She did that, hit a really bad crash at Grange, lost her front end.
That's when my power steering failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to steer the car a little bit to try to because my goal is always to try to swing it to the back, and you also don't want to put it into a spiral. And so I've never actually crashed hitting my front end in the tires ever. I've always hit my back or the side. But that time it was my power, the banjo on my power steering pump, which has happened twice now, backed off. And I went to enter, and when you have power steering, but it's fucked up. It's not like it's completely gone. It's weird and twitchy.
Yeah.
So I went to enter, and all of a sudden my wheel just did some weird stuff, and I lost the front end. And I knew, I tried to kind of steer it in the right direction, and I actually ended up spraining my thumb. Then I took my hands off because it's at that point, the wheel's just gonna break your wrist, you have to know when to take your hands off the wheel.
Well, that's why it was really annoying. There's a bunch of people online talking crap about it, but I was like, dude, that was brilliant. She saved her wrist or something else more serious from being broken. There's a lot of dudes that wouldn't have that instinct, so everybody talking crap, whatever. You don't know anything.
Me and those tires were friends,
I was impressed by
I've been in
that.
those tires a lot.
I was really impressed by that because have you ever done that? I've never thought to do that. But you could really,
Yeah.
you could really get messed up
think if you
crashing,
go-
because I usually,
if you hit your front wheel on somebody else, sometimes it'll
yeah.
spin the wheel and people will break their thumbs and stuff.
Yeah, dudes have talked about that even on sim. The direct drives get so strong. If you have your feedback up, you can really,
That's crazy.
it's wild.
Yeah. I've gotten yelled at in a couple servers for that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at depth perception in a setup, so I'll just dive, but
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Sim is so different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just went on a big tangent, but what we were talking about.
we're talking about the video and
the
stuff.
video.
And,
So,
yeah.
I had already practiced drifting or whatever with holding the door open, so I got frustrated with the rigging equipment falling off so many times that I just stuck my hand out and grabbed the door after the the pole had fallen off. I was just like, whatever, dude, let's just get the shot.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Ripped it one-handed.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's
smooth as fuck.
thank you. It's just, I don't know, dude, it's we've spent so many years drifting and doing crazy stuff. Donuts aren't really that difficult anymore. So it's
Yeah, they were surprised.
yeah, but it's we should be good at donuts after 15 years of drifting, I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you can see you in the video too. It's
I didn't
cool.
expect that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
pretty
you're-
sick.
I didn't expect that. And I'm really glad that you ended up being a part of it because we busted our butts on your car, painting. We were
Yeah, we rusto redded some I drove 2 hours to go get
Yeah.
new bumpers and everything
Dude, we were painting them in the yard, in the sun,
the night
poolside,
before. Yeah.
in the day and the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we busted butt to make the cars look better, and I was
Yeah.
really glad you were a part of it too. And you ended up being a big part of the video too. You weren't just in it; you were a big portion of it. And we were,
Martino overnighted me a section of my livery.
that's right. Shout out Martino.
You painted
that
the
was
door. Shirtless, fucking rattle bombed my door, and then I laid vinyl over
Yeah.
drying rusto paint. It was
It was a mad dash.
that was a mad dash. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
worth it though, because the wrapper sat in your car. That
Yeah.
was so cool.
He just got like. I probably shouldn't say what happened, but
You're the clip
Oh,
art
no,
of the
dude.
video.
I'm upset
cool.
that they didn't use the other shot.
which one?
The girl that was sitting like on the thing. Yeah, just like a butt in your face.
I had to try so hard. Well, she's sitting, holding the top of the car,
Yeah.
like she was like holding on to my cage, and like.
Oh, dude.
She wasn't wearing much. I'll just say that. And like I was like, all right, just like keep looking straight. Cause there was just like legs coming in the car and they were like flailing around and stuff. Dude, it was wild. That was wild.
Sorry, Laura.
She was super nice. What? Laura's making a face at me.
I remember I was so worried because I don't know if they've ever done that before. So I was like, in my head, I'd got in like whatever like rig mode. I was like, how could we make this safer? And I'm not even part of the production, but I looked in my car and I have this like Jeep strap that I think my buddy Josh gave me
yeah.
that I put on the cage.
Oh, that was from your car.
Yeah. And I have that in my car so that people can hold on to it when I'm drifting because it gets violent, especially people that have never been drifting, you know.
Dude.
But I got so worried about her falling out of the car. Me and Kendall were talking about it.
Yeah.
She was like,
sketchy.
she was like, babe, go get it. Just do it. And I was like, all right. I took it out and brought it over because I was like, she needs something to hold on to, dude, because you're whipping this thing and she's going to fly out and you'd get messed up.
It was a
Like,
dusty parking lot and they all got super covered in dust and they were not happy about it.
yeah.
Dude, honestly though, she did a great job because like wasn't she supposed to like she had like one hand off, like she wasn't just
she was like
holding on.
trying to be
she
sexy
had to look
also.
sexy too.
She was charismatic. She
was
wasn't.
great.
She didn't look
She did a
scared
great
at
job.
They didn't
all.
use a clip.
And I have to say, like, you know,
I'd love to.
they put a lot of faith in you guys, and I'm glad it was you guys.
Dude, they don't.
Because if
they
those
didn't
were
know
like
us
some
at
whatever
all.
Oh, yeah.
drifters, just drift around
Yeah.
these famous people, like
That's a good point.
They
They
got
didn't,
lucky
know
with you
us at
guys.
all.
they didn't know us at all from our drifting or like internet or anything. So it's not like they.
Yeah, it was like a friend of a friend
Mhm.
called us and they were
Yeah.
like, oh, like we need a car with Lambo doors. That was like all they were asking for.
Yeah, they're like, we need a coupe with Lambo doors, and you're the only one we can find on up and down the West Coast right now that's available. And I was like, that's wild. Okay, they can drift. That
Yeah.
is a drifty car.
And then we like talked them
Yeah.
into like they took my trunk out, put all the like rigging in to like hold the camera out like super far. They kind of like stretched out my trunk a little bit because like they put a lot of pressure on everything.
Oh yeah,
And like I was like, they're like, oh, we need to go get like a rolling shot of like your wheels spinning. And I was like, okay, do you want it to be like spinning more than the ground? And they're like, can you do that? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So I like got to rip a bunch of like street drifts in like downtown LA. And then we talked them into doing those like tandem donuts. They were like,
yeah.
are you sure you guys can do that? Because like we had the camera rig like on my car and it was sticking out, I don't know, like 4 feet or something, like pretty far. And like they were like, I don't know. And then we did it and like hella people came out, like stopped the production to like watch us do tandem donuts. And like Aaron and I are like, dude, this is light work. Like
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to talk them into drifting in the warehouse, tandeming in the warehouse, and getting some speed and doing a feint, like doing something cool. Because we're like, dude,
that was boring.
donuts are boring. Let's do something rad. You have us, we're
Yeah.
drift people. Let's do something drifty and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And then the camera like disconnected every time we did tandem donuts and we had to do it like 5 times.
yeah, I think the memory card got messed up too or something. Like,
Yeah.
remember that?
Who
Yeah,
was like
'cause-
sick ass photographer that we met? Was it
Was
Mike Miller?
Mike Miller.
Yeah.
I remember. Sorry. I remember I was staring at his T-shirt and he had like a Ice Cube shirt on.
Yeah.
I think the famous photo was it an album cover where he's like sitting on the Impala, and I was like, I was like, oh man, that's a really cool shirt, and he was like, oh thanks, I took that photo, and I was like,
We're like, what?
and I was like, what? And the more I looked at the shirt, it was like a vintage one, like shirt. It wasn't like a repop from like Hot Topic, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. And I remember like seeing an older gentleman like kneel down, like taking a photo of the Sylvia in the warehouse after I got done like sliding around Kalen. And he showed me the photo and it looked intense. Such a cool photo. Like there's like still smoke clearing, my headlights on. And he showed me the photo on his camera. And I hadn't really connected with him after that. Like he was going to send me the photo, but shout out Mike Miller. It's
Dude,
cool.
he was super cool. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember him being like, all right, because he was like doing his thing or whatever. And he was like he was there to like shoot the artists and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he's like, I shot Tupac with this camera. And I was like, whoa, flex, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he
But
was
came,
really nice.
He was there when we did the last donuts that they actually used for the video.
Oh, he was?
He was
standing?
he went in the street. He got a picture of us like doing tandem donuts like down the street. And he's like, that was because we were like, oh, we don't want to have to do it again. Because we did like 5 times.
Yeah, we did it a bunch.
And then he was like, he's like, please do it again. And we're also like, I don't think they had like permits to do any of that. And like, my car is not street registered.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get my car impounded over this. Like, I'm down to do it a couple times. But yeah, he was like, I didn't get to see it because I was working. Like, I really want to see you guys do it. And he's like, please be corrupted files. Please be corrupted files. And then he like came over after. He's like, that was so sick. Like getting that guy hyped, who's literally shot like every like he's done like I don't know like probably 100 famous album covers.
Oh,
or, like,
dude, at least like I looked up his portfolio after, and it was like insane. Like all the famous like old school artists and like albums that I grew up listening to, he pretty much shot all of them.
Yeah, that was
I'm like, okay, that guy was just there watching us slide our silly cars around.
And getting hyped on it.
And getting hyped on it. He like, you know what's cool in like a photographer that shoots a lot? Like I'm sure Laura can relate, like gets hyped on something and shows the person she took the photo of. That means like he showed me the photo like, dude, look at this. Like that's cool. That's someone like him, like that's cool.
Yeah. So
like,
that guy shot Tupac, Ice Cube, pretty much everybody from the West Coast and
East Coast
Sideways Hatch, dude.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Aaron Levitt. Add him to the list.
It's your boy. No, that was really cool.
That's pretty sick.
That was a cool moment. I'll never forget him. The way he said it was so casual. Like, oh man, cool T-shirt. Yeah, I shot that. I was like, that's so cool to wear that, and you shot that. Like that is an iconic like album cover. You know. Like,
well, I was talking to him later, and I was like, did you shoot the Eazy-E cover where he's like in front of the 8 series? And like all denim, and he's like, dude, yep. I'm like, fuck, dude, that's so sick.
Insane.
That's so sick.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
goated.
Goated for sure. And he was a really cool guy. We chopped it up with him for like 45 minutes at least. Remember while we were sitting there at the end?
Yeah.
Super cool dude.
That was like the coolest moment of the whole thing. Like other than like, doing fun shit.
Well, there's one shot they didn't end up using, which you had gotten in contact with a dude because you wanted the shot. Like I think it was a drone shot coming down. You remember that one?
Yeah.
And we're doing tandem donuts in the street, and it's like the shot's like panning down while we're doing it. And I remember the guy showing us that shot, and he was hyped. Remember?
Yeah.
And you would talk to the guy online.
He was one of the production guys.
And his cousin or brother ended up knowing the team.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh my god, dude, Animal Style's there." And
that's
like,
crazy.
We're like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We just got a phone call."
No, you remember he was saying his like cousin was ill or something like that.
He FaceTimed him.
And he FaceTimed him and was like, "Look who I'm with right now." And he was super hyped.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was a cool moment. Like that was like, dang, dude, drifting is like crazy.
A thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really like think about it.
No, not at all.
Because like at the track, like you're like, okay, I've been drifting 15 years. Yeah. Like I push and stuff, but like when you're like in a different environment and someone's like hyped on the team or like us or whatever, it feels really crazy.
That was special. Because it was like, he's like, yeah, was it his cousin?
I think so.
Yeah. And he FaceTimed me. He was like, yeah, man, it got me through some rough times and I like really love drifting and you guys got me into it. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's really special. Because it feels so silly and it's like, it really is such a luxury, like Landon always says, you know, it's true. But it's cool. And there's like a moment like that where it's like, oh, dang, that makes it real. Like, you know. But yeah, that video was cool. I think even a lot of the production guys that were from like Brooklyn, I remember they were asking us like, how could I buy a drift car? Like how they wanted like an E30 and like, how could I? They were like really interested in it. It wasn't just like a shoot for them. They're like, these are cool. Like, what does this cost? And we're just like, oh God, don't ask.
Yeah. Like I have no idea, honestly.
I don't tally that up. That's my, I think it's a mistake to tally
you
up.
can't. Yeah. No, you don't want to know.
No, dude. Don't. Don't do that. I have friends that do that. It's a bad idea.
I made a spreadsheet once. Don't do it. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you right now. It was like on my s13. I made a spreadsheet of like all the parts that I bought for it.
Oh, it was on back then though.
Yeah. Oh, we're
white car?
talking 10 years ago, more than that.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's like. I mean, I think I made like less than $20,000 a year working at Best Buy, and I like totaled it up, and I was like, oh, I spent like almost what I make a year on this car.
And that was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice part is you can recycle a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like you buy wheels once, they like, you know, you make them fit everything else, like that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But
yeah, that was surreal. That video shoot was so cool. Remember that guy's like he's like, I guess I don't know, you call it manual at that point. The guy's on the dirt bike, like going so far, it's not even a wheelie. He's like,
yeah. 12 o'clock boys.
That was who they were?
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I'm like, that was insane. He was going like
they were wild.
70 miles an hour down that street.
They call them 12 o'clock boys because the bike's like.
Oh, because the bikes are.
Yeah, it's at 12 o'clock.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No.
Well, I remember, I don't know if we should say this on the pod, but I remember like, you already said it might not have been permitted doing it on the street, but you remember the cop showed up and we were like, we had just been doing the tandem donuts. And I remember I still had my like gloves on and I just put my hands behind my back and like Homer Simpson into the warehouse.
Yeah.
I was like, I see 5-0 immediately. I'm like, in the cloud, there's still clouds of smoke, fresh marks.
The cars
two
are
drift
parked.
cars sitting there, parked right by the clouds.
I bailed too.
Dude, we both bailed into the warehouse and just blended into the crowd.
Yeah.
But I literally like
I
Homer
just
Simpson.
left the car. I was like, nah, I'm not
like,
doing
fuck this car.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't about to be like answering questions, you know?
Yeah, no. But yeah, the cops ended up driving through and thought it was other people, which sucks, but.
Oh yeah, they thought it was like some like GS300 drove by and then they pulled them. Oh yeah, I feel
Well,
bad.
there's other people I think that were at the shoot that were leaving right then.
Yeah, that timing was not
And
great
was
for
like,
them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure they made it out okay. There's no proof,
Yeah.
but still.
Fingers crossed.
It's kind of crazy though that like that area is known for shooting because like I remember when we went to that warehouse, I recognized it. I recognized the warehouse from like movies.
Yeah.
And then since then, I'd watched some movies and I'd seen in the background, it's usually like shiesty drug deals that go wrong or like, you know what I mean, or heists or
Dude,
like.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think it's in the like new Beverly Hills Cop movie
Really?
with Eddie Murphy. And I saw the warehouse and I paused it and I looked at my old photos on my phone and I was like, this is the same damn warehouse we're like doing silly donuts in our drift cars in.
Sick.
So as I recognized it right when I pulled in, I was like, this looks like every like rock movie that like.
Rock movie.
with,
I think they use
the
it
Kevin
for like
Hart
a lot of
heist
stuff.
thing, you know? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
they use
know.
it for
It's
like a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
That
but that
seems
area
like-
is like known for renting out those warehouses and shooting, and it was silly that the cops still come through and patrol. It's like what that area is for, but whatever, I get it, you know?
Yeah. It was a long day too, but it was fun. Like once it came out and like the video was actually sick and the song was like not bad,
Yeah,
I was like hyped.
The song
Because you
is
don't,
catchy.
you never know. They're like, we
Yeah.
need you for a video, and you're like, is this shit gonna be whack as fuck?
Yeah.
Like, is this video gonna be weird? What did I sign myself up for?
exactly. Yeah, yeah, dude, that was intense.
Yeah, that was a crazy summer.
What was after that? After the video,
I don't know. Was that then? I guess we did like Angela's Crest and then also like the cruise and the verts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I
fun.
think that's when.
PCH cruise.
Yeah.
yeah. To RIP fucking
PCH.
PCH. Yeah,
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we kind of like just took the rest of the time off and just like figured our lives out.
You're like, what the hell?
Recuperated from like crazy ass like few weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and we
We
like
also did.
the girls helped us jump a shopping cart into a pool. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
sick.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. That was a good time. That was one of my favorite parts of the summer. We had like 10
Yeah.
different camera angles of it.
Yeah,
That was
just
fun.
like setting the shot up for that was so fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a
There was
good
like
time.
phones and cups and set to slow mo, and then like GoPros and random shit.
Did we smash
We-
the tube TV? That was cool.
Did we talk
Yeah.
about Gabby? Laura loves Gabby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Gabriella
That weird
Bangladesh.
fucking head that you found in the
Yeah.
So
bum cart.
that shopping cart that we pushed into the pool wasn't empty when we found it.
Yeah, I spent like an hour emptying it out and sanitizing it and cleaning it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I found some stuff in there.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
found some interesting stuff.
one of the interesting stuffs being a like cosmetology school mannequin head that had been like
And like a Toby Keith album and like a knife and like doo doo.
yeah, but someone wrote Gabriella on the head,
Yeah,
and so
it was named.
I think that was someone's girlfriend, you know?
oh no.
But
I
dude,
still have
Gabby
her.
stayed with us. Like, there's like that video. I think the same Flash video. Like, Laura's like scaring you with her. Like, it went with us to Cow Palace. I went with you to Washington. Like,
Yeah, it's in the
Gabby's
garage,
traveled, dude.
Or she.
Yeah,
She-
she's
What's
she's
her
been
pronouns?
places. She definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's a bad bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's
She's
a ride,
been through it.
she's a ride or die, dude. We
She's
played
been in the
like
pool too. You took her in the pool with you.
we hacky sacked with her, using her as the hacky sack. Remember that at Carnival? Dude, she looks like she's got battle wounds.
Yeah, I know.
She's seen some
She
shit.
looked
If
a little
that,
rough at the end.
dude,
for
if Gabriella
sure.
could talk,
She thought living in a like homeless dude shopping cart was rough. Wait until she met Aaron Levitt.
dude, she was down and out in the valley. We saved her. We gave her a life.
Yeah, she had a good life.
She had a really
She got
good
to go to
life.
some drift events.
I mean, she still does, dude. She's
Yeah.
chilling in my garage, right in
Yeah.
front of your over fender that's hung up.
Sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's alive and well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we got to drive together a lot over the
Yeah.
last like year or so.
yeah, a lot. You guys have too.
Yeah,
You and Kendall.
Definitely, I've driven with Palmer more than anyone.
I think she's tandem most with you than anyone,
Yeah,
which is awesome. That's a blessing.
that
I
was
love
another
driving
thing.
with you.
Yeah,
I love
like,
driving with both you guys.
yeah, I know. Same.
It's insane.
amazing.
You guys are insane.
I think that was also like at the same time we went to Julian's house and then did B-Knuckle in my car, right? That was like the same trip, wasn't it?
Oh my god, dude.
I think that's why we went to AVS. One of the reasons too. I'm pretty sure that was like.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
much happened that summer. You had sent me a video of her. I hadn't seen her or heard of her, and you sent me a video and said, "Hey, my friend's trying to do aggressive entry."
yeah. I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm not good at like breaking stuff down, but I know who is.
I don't know that I am, but I know I don't know. I'm pretty nerdy with drifting, and I really overthink things. So maybe that helps, like with drifting, because yeah, I don't know. I mean, the way she was trying to enter at AVS, I was like, okay, I think like she really would dig B-Knuckle. You know, I don't try to push on everybody because I don't think it is for everybody's driving. You know what I mean? But the way she was trying to drive, I was like, all she needs is like a little bit more decent of a front end setup and a little more grip, and she was already badass when I met her. She's already killing it.
Yeah,
You know?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to do reverse entries.
Yeah, with
The
like
little,
two
little
15s.
weenie leg one that I did, and I almost pulled it off. Like, not really, but at
Yeah.
the time it
Yeah.
was exciting.
It was sick.
baby rear tires and like a bolt-on angle kit.
Yeah, I had like two 15s all around and like a RCC kit and
Mhm.
Yeah,
stock everything. Yeah.
yeah. You
shout
would have
out.
to be like booking to pull that off, and then also have
Yeah.
like rear grip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out GK Tech. That is a cool kit. It's a
Yeah.
really cool kit. It's like it's really good for beginners.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was on that for like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, with the right supporting mods on it, it's a good setup too.
yeah, but it was nice because it's like, I guess it's like part of me, like, for some reason, like, I don't know, like, everyone, a lot of people, especially like beginners in drifting, they always talk like, oh, yeah, you don't need angle, you don't need this, you don't need that. So, like, I kind of like didn't realize that I outgrew my setup. I was always like, no, there's more I can learn. Like, so, like, honestly, like, the biggest reason why I've been progressing so much is because you were like, no, like, you need to set up your fucking car, dude. This thing, like, it doesn't work anymore. Like,
Yeah.
that was the biggest, like, immediate step up was like, dude, I was, yeah.
well, it's like
I know
the,
nothing
We were all
about
telling
grip.
you that. We're like, Kendall, you
Yeah.
gotta fucking change stuff.
well, it's like pulling off the band-aid of like cutting the car up for wide body so that you can fit the bigger
know.
tires, and then it's like, but your car was so clean.
No, because remember, I, like,
Up till
completely crashed into, that's when I, like, broke the window and pushed my whole quarter in. I was like,
Yeah,
Go for it.
Big tire time.
that was ripping off the band-aid.
yeah, for sure.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, that's what's cool. What the way she drifted was like up until then was just like adding a few parts here and there and like trying to outdrive those setups, not just like immediately throwing on a crazy setup and then trying to figure it out. It was like you were like, I'll add this, this, and this, stock SR, stock turbo, You know what I mean? It was impressive. And then pushing that to the max first, which is something that's preached all the time, but I really do still believe in that, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's like a delicate balance, right? Because like you don't want to build your car too fast, but you also need to recognize when it's time to like level up. Because that was my problem.
That's a good point. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that will preach like lower angle, no handbrake, or like, you know, stock turbo or this and that. But that's, you know, it's definitely good to have around. But at some point, you do need to like add a couple parts to push past in aggressive driving. It's like to push past that limit. And you did that and then immediately started, like you threw on B knuckle, added just a little bit more power,
More grip. Well, no, I mean, when I met you, I had just like blown my second T25, so I went to the T28 S15 turbo. So I went from like 180 horsepower to 240.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'd been on 240 for a little bit before I met you.
Dude,
but I still was on 215 radial, so it was like
240 horsepower, the like type of driving she was doing is so sick. Hell yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, but dude, getting knuckles was so crazy. I was like, holy shit, this is like what I was missing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the different Ackerman. Yeah. Having
Yeah.
that set up in the front, you could be like way faster. So you got that scrub, you know, so you can like just mat throttle,
Yeah.
full lock, like floor it. It's cool.
Definitely.
Once you experience that, you're like, oh man, yeah, I was really holding myself back with the setup.
Yeah, she was a slippery car before too.
Yeah.
It's funny, like that first time I drove Horse Thief, I was still on those 215s and everything, and like
Yeah.
going down the hill, it was like I didn't really need an e-brake drag because the car would just like slide down the hill because there was
just
like no
float.
grip. Like so I was just like wee, and then like
Yeah.
when I got more grip, it was like actually like more challenging.
Yeah.
You know, like to not just like pull handbrake.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's
what's cool too
slippery.
is you've had such little grip and then you've added more and then now you've experienced too much for like a power level, right? And then
Yeah.
you dial back and that's a cool experience too because then identifying you're like, damn, I might have too much grip for this gear ratio at this track or you know what I mean?
And the
you've
the cause added so much grip too.
insane.
Yeah, the LSD.
Yeah, I remember the first time experiencing that was on Baby Jason's car. We were at Grange. Luckily, I was there his first time testing the Cause two-way, and like we've known Jason's car and his setup and his driving forever. So seeing him need to like air his tires up because the two-way added so much traction, that blew my mind.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's already fast.
He's already fast, and then he threw a two-way, and we're just like, God damn it! Like,
Two-way is the way, dude. Like once you drive with it, it's like there's no going back. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like when I met you, you just you just messed up your two-way. So your previous one, so you're driving on welded, and you kept talking about like how much you missed it the whole time. Like,
yeah. Once you have one in your own car where you can push and practice and feel it out, like because I had driven them on like friends' cars, but it's it's different than having your own and feeling your own car. And like whatever came in it, the Silvia when I got it, I think it was like a Nismo two-way, and yeah, I had slipped the discs in it and then fried it at AVS, and then went back to welded. That was the welded that I was running all summer, the 23 that we'd been talking about. And dude, immediate, like, especially at like Grange, because you feel like when you throw the car over 90 degrees, like that's, I guess to me, it's like entering the corner, like the feint and like the exit is where the big difference feels to me in like a two-way versus like a welded. You have so much more control and can be smoother and like not so like pendulum, like with the welded diff always being locked. It's like feels like this, and you can't ever really get like you can, but it's hard to get a smooth backy like that. You know what I mean? To still be fast. Yeah. So the two-way really opened up, and like another thing, your car even on the welded would always like ditch me, like exiting a corner shallow. You would be so fast. Jason,
This car has
too.
like a ton of grip at shallow
You'd
angle.
always be gone. I could kind of make do here and there, but you and Jason would just leave me. And that's where the 100 extra horsepower was showing for a long time. And then as soon as I put the two-way in, I could actually kind of keep up with you guys, even with less power.
Once you put the two-way in, I had so much trouble keeping up with you. That's so annoying.
Yeah, now we're just like chasing each other, and you make one little mistake, whether it's me or you, we're like gone, ditching it. All of us. It's like the cars are like feeling really good, but they're like so gripped, it's like on that edge of
Yeah.
you have
That's
to be on it.
That's the fun part about the team is like if you get a good chase run, like you are going as hard as you fucking can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to go as fast as possible with you two to even like, dude, Yeah, you guys are insane, both of you.
You're sweet. Dude, I think the hardest part for me, like, and I never really realized it, but like, yeah, the run up is like I realized, man, I need to practice some grip driving because like all the techniques of like rolling the corner, like not drifting it and just like trying to keep up, like especially in the seto, like Bihoku and stuff, like it's like that was actually like pretty challenging for me. But if you're not on them from the beginning, the whole run sucks and you're just playing catch up the whole time. And it's like,
it's true.
it's frustrating when you're learning because you're just like, God damn it, like I just want to be close and like it's over. Like you have to be like on it. You have to have like reaction time and just like if you spin tire a little too much, like bye bye, see you later.
It's
you know?
true.
That's hard.
I lost to fucking Julian in a comp. He didn't have second or third gear in the Z, and I'm in this thing, and like I spun tire on like the launch, or like I think going from like first to second, I spun a little tire on the straight, and he just like he cooked me, dude. He like doored my ass the whole time, and I was like, it doesn't matter. Like once you're in drifts, there's like a lot of skill required to like stay close.
Yeah.
But if you don't nail the like run up down the straight, like you're never gonna fucking make it work. Like you could dive on some people, but like if you're chasing somebody fast, if you're not on them, like see ya.
That's what I love about driving NA car. Like I drive my K car all the time because it like still keeps me sharp, and you can take advantage of the turbo cars when they slip. So like a driver that's aware of like the grip, like we all are, like, and aware of like what needs to be done and what happens when you slip. I can keep up here. Okay, he's gonna ditch me here, but I'll cut here. And there's so much going on with the NA car to try to keep up with the turbo car that it like keeps you so sharp. That like Julian's like an amazing driver that can like he knows how to take advantage of that, and then boom, he beat you. It's like that's so cool, dude. Think about it. Like, so when my friends are driving their turbo cars, if like the tires are slipping too much, I'm like, oh, there's where I attack, boom, and then I'm just in the stock K and can just be right there. It's just so fun. Yeah. And you have to take advantage of those moments. It's cool. So I'm excited for her to drive her S14.
Yeah.
I know. Both have KA S14s.
I know. I'm so excited. It's weird because it's like I started drifting with like a stock SR. So like I learned how to drift on a turbo car that I actually barely have ever driven like an NA car. Besides like Aaron's like S14 I've driven a couple times, and like I feel like I'll learn so much. Like I'm really excited for the S14 because like I think it'll like fill some of the gaps in my like, you know, technique. Like I'll get a lot better at the run up, and like, you know, it's just gonna be fun. Also a lot of rain driving, so that'll be cool.
Dude, yeah. Dude, she was getting really good rain driving practice the other day. It was hailing at ABS a couple days ago. It's crazy. And like, yeah, I know, you know, you guys don't get a lot of rain practice in SoCal, so it was really cool seeing her adapt, and she adapted really quick. And it's just slow. It's like slow motion, slows everything down. You work on your pedal work.
It's fun.
Work on your line. It slows everything down to where you can work on line better. You can work on this and that, right? It's cool.
Yeah. I do think people who live where it snows or rains a lot have kind of an advantage in drifting.
I think so.
Like
that's why. Yeah, I think that's why Europeans are so good.
Yeah, I noticed too.
Driving
like
everything.
Rain driving, I was like, man, this is like the best time for me to practice. Like, cause I always like. I know you like my handwork, but I always just like I don't feel like I look confident. Like, cause there's a thing like you can be okay, but like,
crazy.
But I know like I really do feel like the way I grab the wheel, the way I'm like constantly, oh nope, I'm not gonna grab the e-brake. Like there's hesitation, and like some people you see the confidence behind the wheel. That's so cool, like you and like both of you guys, right? So it's like in rain drifting, everything is slowed. So even your handwork is slowed. So I'm like, this would be a really good opportunity for me to like actually use some brain power to focus on that, because usually everything's happening so fast, like. You're not thinking about your handwork, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can learn from rain drifting, but sometimes it's like, the only thing I don't like is it's so slow, but it's fine. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Range in the rain takes forever, man. It's like,
yeah, it's extra slick. It's like, it's different. Like,
but
drive
it's fun.
it. Well,
rain drifting's fun. I love rain drifting.
I love it so much, but it's so different on a track versus like a lot of people like drift in the rain on the street, and then they see people drifting on the track and talk crap, but like it's so different because there's so much tire laid down on the track.
Tracks are slippery as fuck.
Next level. Sonoma. And,
oh my gosh.
Well, she was kind enough to let me drive her car at Sonoma.
The summer
winter
jam layout?
Winter jam. Yeah, summer jam layout during the winter. And it was the slipperiest condition I've ever felt drifting. in my life
That
up until
track's
that point.
That track's gnarly when it's wet.
Dude,
Dude,
and then when people go off and like hit the clay mud and then it gets on the track, I 360'd like twice. And I was like, see, babe,
Dude,
you're not crazy.
I'd
like,
never seen you spin until then. That was the first
dude, it was
time.
just like, boop, like banana peel.
I was
And I was
like, oh my
just
God.
laughed because it's like, it happens. It's all good, you know? But it was just, it's funny. Like you enter hard and then dial it back right. And then I did that at Grange yesterday. I like 360 and I was like, holy crap, it's like Sonoma. It's so slick.
Dude, the entry is so
And
slippery.
I just giggled like, woo.
Yeah,
It
there's
was
like
fun. And I popped the clutch, did 360. I was like, am I cool?
yeah. No,
Sick.
it was
Posted
crazy
on
how
Sports
fast.
Center.
Yeah, sup ESPN. Didn't
Yeah.
it?
It's crazy how fast like the track got slippery too. Like
Oh, yeah.
because I ended up stuffing my car because it was like I came there with the intention of like practicing entries and I wanted to like my goal was like I hadn't really done like a full throttle entry since I got my new motor and I was like I really want to like check this off before I take a break from driving Grange, So I pulled up and I started warming up and like right when I just started like charging at it a little more and more like warming up, it started hailing and I didn't notice. So I did one run, came back around. By the time I came around, it was already slippery. So I like went up really fast and entered and immediately just like banana peel, like just insane. Like I couldn't believe how, because like I saw it hailing, but I was like, okay, I have one more. And that was a bad call on my end.
Yeah.
Because it was just immediately slippery.
You were
Cool.
going really. I saw the video. You were
Flying.
going really fast for
Yeah.
hail.
Flying.
I didn't think it
crazy.
would happen that fast. I thought I had one more run.
I didn't
but-
either because I was standing and they have like a new platform you can stand on at the end of the entry at Grange, and so I was standing right above watching and I just saw her flying and I failed as a cameraman. I like panned down because I was like so worried she was going so fast. I was like, this is going to be really bad, but luckily it wasn't bad at all. You like
It was
cracked your
funny.
bumper. It wasn't even a thing, but yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like you're flying. Like it gets slick quick, but like I think people don't realize like track versus street rain conditions are like vastly different. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I remember that first lesson of that wasn't even me driving. It was like some friends from the Northwest had gone to FD and they were running at Long Beach. And it was notoriously, I think still maybe even really grippy because of like the surface type and all the rubber laid down in the dry. It's like notoriously grippy. And my friend Rob Primo, who like went down to drive, was like, dude, I had to air up to like 60. And he has like I think at the time, 650 horsepower 2J. S14. He aired up to like 60 PSI and he was still gripping up. Like that's how intense it is.
Crazy.
So in turn, when it rains, that's
the
like
opposite.
the opposite, exact opposite. It's like you have PVC tires,
Yeah.
like an RC car. Like it's insane and everybody crashes there. And that was my first lesson of it, watching my friend do it. And I was like, holy crap, it's sketchy. And Evergreen gets pretty slick, but not that slick. That was like
Yeah.
AVS and Sonoma are the two slickest tracks of the rain. It's so difficult.
You know what? Like I just realized I
It's
am like
cool, huh?
I am a little bit of a liar because like I did get a little bit of like rain practice in my car, but like back in the day when it was still black and white, like it just started drifting, like but it was street drifting, and
Mhm.
it was slipperier, but like it was nothing like
Yeah.
drifting on track. Like it was a little different, but nothing like a
Yeah.
lot of these racetracks for some reason like
Yeah.
they get really slippery.
Yeah. I don't know. It's good practice though, because not only you're talking about handwork in the rain, but it's like
Throttle.
even with a high grip tire on a condition like that, you're like almost having to self steer your car for it because you're like in drift. It just isn't biting.
Yeah, like
So you have that sensation of when you enter a Grange, like the tires just don't self steer. They're not grabbing the ground. So it's just, dude, it's intense. So I was driving her car a bunch too the other day, and I'm sitting there like self steering the car to set the angle, and then you could.
yeah,
Make it work,
it was
yeah. Make it work.
challenging because it's like
Yeah.
I had a hard time with the entry in the rain because it was like you had to like make sure you got on the throttle right away or else you'd spin, but you'd also had to make sure you self steer or you'd spin. It was like
But then too much throttle, you also spin.
it was hard.
So it's like
it was hard.
it was like yeah,
Yeah.
you're not on throttle enough, and then the tires like just slip, and you just whoop, just Mario Kart out, and
I'm-
then
yeah,
too much throttle, it
dude.
would do the same thing.
Stressful.
It had to be just right. It sucked, but it was such good practice,
yeah.
even for me.
Another
It's
thing
good
was
practice
like
for me too.
I noticed like my instincts, like it was like you got less feedback from the car in the wet. Like he kept telling me to shift because like I would like shift into third up on that rumble strip, go down like the long straight in the back, and then I would forget to downshift because it's like you can tell when you need to downshift, like in the dry. Like you can hear it, you can feel it. But in the rain, I didn't have that instinct, and I kept forgetting
So you're
to
just
downshift. I'm just in third, and he's like, downshift,
70
downshift.
mile an hour wheel speed going like 15.
Yeah, so probably not the greatest thing, but it was pretty funny. Usually it's like I just know, like you feel it and you have that instinct, but in the rain it's so different.
It was really good practice for like throttle modulation and like blipping while clutched in, and like I was like showing her some like techniques where like, you know, you give it a little extra throttle right before you downshift so the car stays steady, right? Because if you like clutch in and downshift, that split second you clutch in and downshift while the RPMs are still down, then the car can waver and grip up and then be jerky when you downshift or upshift. So it's really good practice for that, for like shifting. You know what I mean? So like you rev match and blip the throttle all clutched in, give it a little extra throttle right before you know, shift down, and then you can keep the drift like perfectly smooth. And she was getting really good at that by the end. She was like super smooth, good throttle modulation. Like I just love rain drifting, dude. It's so fun.
Yeah,
You've had quite a bit.
I was just trying to sound like you, because like I would like listen to you driving the car, and I was like, this is a perfect time to practice Aaron's throttle technique.
I mean, I like to do a little extra,
Yeah. No, I love
too,
it.
because it sounds cool. I was always like impressed by people that like, especially Japan drivers that could make like a solo run exciting. I was like, man, if you get like hyped up over like you've been drifting like 10 years plus or even less than that, you get a little jaded watching all this cool drifting that like is happening now. And it's like if you can watch someone solo and it's exciting, I think that's really cool and that's inspiring to me. So it's like most of it is to manipulate wheel speed and like find traction, but some of it just sounds cool too. Your engine sounds sick.
Yeah.
The HPI. Yeah.
You know what Michael Schumacher said about driving in the rain? He's like, when it's dry, the car talks to you. When it's wet, the car whispers.
Aw, that's cute. Wow.
That's deep.
That is very deep.
I feel that.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I don't know not many people would buy that.
No.
Just fucking nerds like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's invaluable practice. Every condition, even when it gets patchy and it's the worst, that's invaluable practice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sketchy, but then you adapt so fast because you're like, okay, this spot dried up, this spot's wet, and it makes you're on your toes, right?
That's what I love about drifting is like there's just always something new to learn. Like
always,
it's crazy. Like I don't know. Like yeah, I've driven Grange like a million times at this point, but I've never actually driven it in the rain. So, like, that was, like, a totally different experience. And a track that I've been to, like, 100 times. It's, you know, there's parts of drifting that, I mean, obviously, like, I'm new in the span of you guys to drifting. Been drifting 5 years, but that's still, like, a baby to some people. But, like, yeah, I feel like it's, like, a whole new, I just always learn something. There's always something new. And that's
we are, too,
what
all
keeps
the
it
time.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started, like, changing up entry techniques and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think constantly. Yeah, still.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. That's, I think, what keeps drifting interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be somebody who does something fucked, and you're like, all right, I guess that's the new level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone's pushing hard these days. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
Yeah, I just watched that, like, entry that Joel did at Hampton Down Club Circuit, and I'm like, he was just here and he's like, oh, I feel really rusty.
Yeah.
And then he like posted that and I'm like, if that's you, Rusty, fuck you.
Yeah. I know that was a cool moment for me meeting Joel.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I looked up to him and his brother and their crew for a long time. Like always building the coolest cars, like driving the sickest, setting like the standard. Even from driving slam cars back when I drove slam cars, like they were setting the standard for like style and driving style, and it was really special meeting Joel for sure. Super nice guy too, which is awesome.
Yeah,
they say don't meet your heroes, but in those cases do, because those guys are cool, super nice. But yeah, like I almost feel like embarrassed driving in front of him. I was like, oh my god, I want to be. I was like, I want to be rad.
Aww,
I want to look cool.
That's so cute.
And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't really driving my best, but we had some okay ones at the end of New Year's, you know. But like, I was like, I can do
the
that.
conditions kind of sucked.
Yeah, it was patchy, but whatever. It's
Dude,
no excuse. I should have done better. But
that layout was
like,
so much fun, though.
Yeah, it was.
I'd never done like an extended entry track like that before. That was like Bihoku like. That was so fun. I really enjoyed that layout.
Yeah, Thunderhill skid pad's a special place. Anybody
It
who
is.
hates
Yeah.
on skid
It
pads
is.
hasn't driven like a really good layout on the
Yeah,
Thunderhill skid pad.
I agree.
I think the host really matters when it comes to skid pad events. You know,
Yeah.
like if you go to Lucky's
Yeah.
events or like Julian's events, like
Yeah.
they're gonna be awesome. But then some people,
Yeah.
just different styles and everything. But
Mhm.
you could do a lot. That's what I've learned. Like, I mean, I was one of those people. I was like, oh, skid pad, like drive like 6 hours to go drive a skid pad, like. Okay, but then like I was like, okay, I get it. I get why all you guys are fucking insane in NorCal. Like,
Yeah, because you can change the layup out.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's like a Seto. You could just be like, let's drive this track today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or let's do a Bohoku MSP hybrid course. Let's
So
do
Yeah. And,
TKL. Let's do. You can just do whatever.
and there's
you want,
like there's
you know?
a lot more room for error. I mean, there's definitely like
Mhm.
walls and barriers and stuff, but like the rest of the track, as far as like flying off or
Yeah.
whatever, like driving AVS is really hard on your car.
yeah,
Like-
tell me
Like
about it.
Dude.
being down here, like it is pretty tough on the rig. It's hard on the gear.
This is an absolute rig too. What
Yeah.
a unit.
Yeah, thanks for painting it for a month.
Yeah, I'm retired again. I was like, I'm so retired. And then when it came an opportunity to refresh, I was like, I'm out of retirement. This thing is awesome.
That was such a hectic fucking couple months. Oh my god.
I know. I didn't help it either. I didn't help. I messed up.
I mean-
I messed up the roof and had to redo it.
You definitely
It
helped.
happens.
Yeah, you definitely kind of like fucking did a whole lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
No, I know. I just
Yeah.
mean like that whole roof debacle like added a lot of stress that shit happens with paint. So
Yeah.
and shit happened. So,
Yeah.
but I was like, man, it's already here. Let's just redo it.
Well, you're like, I'm gonna come down there, and then I was like, all right. And then you're like, if you want a roof piece, you got to bring it to me because like
No.
I need more time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess we're going to fucking Washington then.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like went up, drove at Evergreen Day. We
Mhm.
both like drove our cars. You blew a turbo. I had a lower control arm
yeah.
fall out of the car.
Oh yeah, I forgot. About
Then we
that.
I drove my car like
Yeah.
completely halfway prepped.
yeah.
We Kendal, you, I, and Laura sanded my car for 2 days straight.
Yeah. And then shout out Stefan for letting us use his
Yeah,
his,
that was a big help.
Yeah.
his cabinet shop booth, which is actually a legit booth.
Yeah, it was sick.
And he got in trouble for painting cars there. We were one of the last cars.
Really?
Your car's one of the last cars
Oh,
that was
shit.
painted there,
I
and he
didn't
got
know that.
booted out of there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you'd have
Shout out Stefan, dude.
yeah, Stefan's a G,
Yeah.
man.
That was really
Uh,
cool of him.
Yeah, super cool of him. And he just threw us the keys. I had never even been there, and he's like, "Here's the keys to my shop. I trust you." And it's a cabinet shop, so there's obviously hella fire hazards and
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It
was
definitely
just-
smelled like formaldehyde in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was
Oh.
insane. That was so yeah. And then I think he got caught painting cars because the booth was around the corner, but he'd pull the cars out and assemble them in the parking lot. So yeah, it's kind of obvious when there's all these flashy cars. He's got a Mark IV Supra with candy paint on it with he's putting the lights in it. This kind of catches attention.
Rolling this thing out.
And rolling this thing out like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the roof piece at his shop, and then it sat in the sun and reacted.
Yeah, had
And,
some chemical
peeled off.
issue. Yeah.
It was fucking crazy.
Had some chemical issue with whatever materials we're using. And yeah, shrank back, and then because of all the clear use and candy paint jobs. It happens. So I owned up. I was like, well, let's redo it. That's that's the only thing to do.
We resprayed it in your backyard.
We resprayed it in the backyard, true hot rod style.
Came out
Amazing.
really sick. Modern day hot rodders.
Yeah, I recandied my roof before Final Bout too, because I got all hyped with getting to do your car. I was like, I'm redoing mine too, and I sanded it and re-cleared it, or recandied it and then re-cleared it in my backyard.
Dude, doing final assembly in your backyard with
In the grass.
Loki and Rigo battle royale next to the car.
That was
both those doggies flourished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. That
That was
was
cool.
a stressful time, but it ended up being some core memories.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah,
And then installing most of the livery in the yard.
yeah.
I feel like
It's a vibe.
drifting is all about rolling with the punches, you know? It's like all it is, dude, is like you can never like expect anything to go as planned ever. Like
Yeah.
always something, you know?
Literally.
So it's like I think it like turns us into people who can deal with like adversity, like, you know, just like that. Because it's like, what are we gonna do? Well, I guess we're just gonna have to redo it. Like, you know, like the night before your event, you're fixing your car. Like,
Yeah. I think
but-
I was the only one that wasn't really freaking out. I was pissed about the roof, but I was like, being a painter, I was like, yeah, that happens sometimes. Like, shit happens, you know, it's chemicals and we're doing it in a cabinet shop and it happens. So I was just
Yeah.
like, what other option do we have but to redo it? I'm not going to like send this thing to Final Bout with like the roof shrinking back and like peeling off.
Throwing like vinyl
No.
on top or whatever.
No, I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do my homie like that. I was like, we're redoing it.
yeah, turned out amazing.
Yeah, the second one came out even better in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm even happier with it because we got trial and error of what we experimented on some different flake and stuff, and I definitely want to cut and buff it, but you know, whatever, we'll do it at some point. But it'll look perfect when we cut and buff it. There's a few dust nibs from it being outside, but it's not that bad considering. And then we candy painted the mirrors, which I got inspiration from doing Sam's car because when I painted Sam's car, we did like the tangerine candy and apple red fade on the mirrors, and I was like, well, let's do that on your car. I think
Yeah,
that
it
would
came
look
out
cool.
so sick.
I love
love
the
the
mirrors.
mirrors.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, they pop. So I
Yeah.
was saying one day maybe we'll do a full candy job on it. But-
Dang.
Yeah, took this thing back down to SoCal, did delivery. Like, I think it was like a couple weeks, and then we fucking towed all the way. That was a lot of hours in the truck,
Dude,
towing all the way out to fucking
Yeah.
Wisconsin after going to Seattle and back.
yeah,
I think it was like
yeah,
20 some hours each way to you. So it's like
Mhm.
40 hours and then another 40 hours each way. So it was like 100 hours in the truck.
Yeah. Thank God you have that baller ass truck now.
I
It's not
love
so
my-
bad.
I love my goddamn Tundra.
Dude, it's
Tell
like
you
your
what,
fucking
brother.
It's like a couch, dude, on wheels.
a
It's
rig and a half.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we call it
Yeah.
the rigatoni.
Rigatoni. Nice.
All right, guys, you're listening to this episode with Aaron and Kendall. And let me tell you something. Both of their fuel systems are powered by Fuel Lab, their fuel pressure regulator. That's what they're running. Their fuel pump, the 340, that's what they both have, the intake 340 pumps. I'm running the brushless Big Daddy quick service surge tank setup because I don't play around, you know. That Jay-Z's hungry, especially with the 85. But if you're running ethanol, you can use their intake pumps and their fuel pressure regulators. That's the tried and true system. And if you want a discount, you can go over to the Fuel Lab site and put in Goodest. Save yourself some money on the hotness. If you need a spare pump, if you need a new pump, if you're doing a fuel setup and you want to run Fuel Lab, now you got a discount.
So, Final Bout, towing out rigatoni. Dude, I don't even know how to like be. Laura filmed all of it too. Like, I cannot wait for her to have the time to edit that monster of a video. Like,
Dude.
it's so sick. There's so many sick cinematic shots.
yeah.
Like, it tells the story. Like, there's so many fucking things that happened on that.
Laura never misses, so you know it's gonna be
Dude,
amazing.
She's literally her.
Literally her. It's insane.
I said it before. I'll say it again.
There's a big
fucking-
smile over there.
We love Laura
I-
here.
I think we're enough into the pod. I can swear more.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
It's
dude.
fucking Laura Rose.
This is a Laura fan club. All right.
Dude, we're her biggest fans.
Yeah, it's kind
For
of insane.
sure. She's amazing. Everything she touches is fucking gold.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Rose, fuck the rest.
That's right. Get married, call Laura. You know.
You heard me?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
facts. If you're getting wed,
Dummy, wife her up, dude.
Yeah.
if you're getting wed, you're fucking hit Laura or you're dead.
Dummy, put a ring
She
on
does.
it.
She does weddings. She takes beautiful photos of
Yeah.
weddings. So
Dude,
Also,
but-
have her edit your fucking vlogs or whatever.
yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to be a YouTuber, hit up Laura.
Let's talk about that for a
She'll
second.
make you sound interesting and actually cool
Yeah.
with her editing
Yeah,
skills.
she makes me look good all the time, and I'm actually kind of illiterate. So
Well, like physically or like optics? Or like
optically, yeah,
Optically?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you look good, dude.
Thanks, bro.
Aw.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you.
Fucking total man dime.
Dude, you too, dude.
Thanks, bro.
You're spry.
You too.
Thanks,
So
man.
wholesome.
What does
yeah.
spry mean?
I don't know, like spring chicken. You still got life in you. You know,
Oh, okay, cool.
you're fucking young gun.
Sick.
Yeah, still got that spark.
Keeping it alive, you know.
Love you, dude.
You too, man.
Fuck yeah,
We've been through a lot of shit.
dude. Yeah, absolutely.
With all the highs, I think we also have lows, and it is like tough to fucking. You come back from one of these like crazy weeks or weekends, and you're like with the boys and driving and stuff, and like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
life can be heavy sometimes. Like,
yeah.
it's not all fucking tandies with the boys, you know.
Yep, exactly. But then it reminds you, like, oh yeah, life still rips. We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
just gotta have that reminder every once in a while.
Yeah. So Final Bout, you've driven
Yeah.
it a bunch. I usually MC it. I've never driven US
Yeah.
Air.
Well, I hadn't driven it in my current car or US Air representing Animal, which is really cool for me because getting to drive for you guys and going to US Air is special. So, yeah. I hadn't driven it in the Sylvia yet, so I was really excited for that because it's a whole different car, whole different animal.
Yeah, Jason blew a transmission.
Yeah.
He came down here to drive with me like before I started prepping my car for paint, and like blew his transmission on his like second lap or something. And then he like had a bunch of other stuff go wrong. And then Brandon was supposed to finish his motor for his like main car, and then he
The
like
hatch, yeah.
literally just was like, I want to bring the 14, and we're like, here's Jason's livery, just like change it a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
made it work, and I don't
Yeah.
know, getting out there was crazy. And then you and me really wanted to do the street cruise. Like we were like
Yeah.
just as hyped
Absolutely.
for that part because we had been on the street cruise like a couple years.
I only had ever gone one time actually.
Oh yeah.
But it was without a car, so it's like a completely different experience. It's like cool enough, even just attending, but like having a car, I was like, man, that would be so
Yeah.
much more fun.
Yeah.
Like special.
50 liveried up or like super street style drift cars all like cruising the freeway in Chicago together is pretty wild.
That was definitely bucket list for me.
Yeah.
Getting to cruise on the streets of Chicago. Yeah. In a crazy drift car. Yeah. That's so cool. That was
Yeah.
such a vibe. Even just the year that I came and MC'd and we hung out, I had such a good time, and I filmed a flash video and like made an edit, and I was like, even that was fun. But yeah, I was like, this year I'm bringing a car.
Yeah.
This year I bring the Sylvia, and 100% worth it
Yeah.
because it's
I made it like 5 seconds into the cruise and blew the main power line on my alternator.
Well, me and Kendall were in my car, and we saw you like rip onto the highway, and there's a semi truck in like the middle of the road, and your car started dying in the middle of the highway, and you could barely get past that damn semi truck, and I was like, dude, that is so sketchy.
It was sketchy.
I was sketched out for you. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, my
that's
car
a
totally
nightmare.
shut off at like
Yeah.
80 miles an hour. We'll just say it was 80.
I could tell something was wrong when you're not passing a semi truck. You're like, I was like, oh no. But there was so much traffic and so many cars. I wasn't sure if like, I feel bad that I didn't like pull over, but I wasn't sure what was going on. I was like, I think something's wrong. But there was like so many cars. It was like the streets were so busy. So I was like, I didn't know what to do, and I was in like the left lane.
Yeah.
And I was like, call them real quick, see what's going on. Yeah, that was sketchy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was the alternator.
It was like the charge wire for the alternator.
Yeah, that's
For
right.
the, like the main, not the exciter, but like the main power
Mhm.
wire. Like we didn't figure that out until way later. But yeah, it was like a pretty wild night. The guys from like Extreme Graphics, where the meet was, like they all stopped and helped me out.
Yeah,
So we went and like got a battery, and the battery had enough juice to like get it to their shop. And then I bought an alternator, but it wasn't the alternator. It was just like the wire had
yeah,
cooked itself.
yeah.
Probably because I was like, I just put subs in the car, like for Final Bout, and I was like, I think I killed my battery, and I think my alternator was already like the wire is already like
Oh,
too small, and like when I turned the car on, I think the alternator had to like refill the battery because we jumped it, and it just infinite resistance in the cable. It like snapped off in my hand when I was like trying to take it off,
ooh, sketch.
but it worked out because then we went to go drive US Air, and my car was like great the whole time.
Yeah, in hindsight, it was like, yeah, a good thing that happened where you could repair it to go drift for the weekend,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like I'd rather that happen than take out a drifting time.
Yeah. And we weren't like trying to win Final Bout. Like we just wanted to go and like put on a show. That was like always the goal.
For sure. Like I was just so happy to go with you guys. It's such an honor still to be on the team that I was just so happy to go. Like honestly. Sounds corny, but I was just like, man, like having my own car there, like being with you guys, like we're also like-minded. I was like, it's just such an honor that I was just like, man, I don't even care what happens. It's just so fun. And
think
driving with everyone over there is so fun.
Hanging out at the Airbnb, that's like one of the only times like just the team has gotten to hang out like minus
What's
minus
funny?
Aaron.
What do you
Just
remember?
thinking about you guys' rap battles, you know?
Oh God.
Oh
God.
How about Julian's fucking AI story about
oh my God, yeah.
Cecil and oh my. He's like,
Yeah.
tell me a story about. Well, we got to tell.
What's Cecil?
What's Cecil?
What's
Who's
that?
Cecil?
Who's
God.
Big Dick Cecil?
Oh God, yeah, the Big Dick Cecil. you
Shout
know?
out.
BDC, my guy.
Yeah, he made a
PDC.
dude. It was crazy how that story got around. I was like, everyone was like,
Within like 12 hours.
dude, it was
It
crazy.
was like the talk of Final Bout. So, do you want to
yeah.
start?
Yeah. So basically, we were all like checked into the hotel that like everyone stays at like for Final Bout, and like I just got out of the shower, and then you know how like when you are in a hotel room, there's like a connecting door that like will go to another room. So like if you were like you and your friend were like renting the same room, you could just leave it open or whatever. So anyways, like I get out of the shower, I come out of the bathroom, and as I'm like looking, like I hear like a noise, and I
2
look.
in the morning.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m.
2 in the
by the way.
morning.
It's late as fuck. And a little paper just slips halfway under the door. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, are we being too loud? This is so weird. So, like, I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe it was, like, drift people playing a joke. So I pick it up, and I immediately look at Aaron with, like, this horrified face. And it literally just says, Big Dick Cecil and a phone number. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, giggling but trying to be quiet. And I'm like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God.
No, I remember we looked at each other like in shock. We just, our jaws
Like-
dropped and we are like, is this real?
Yeah,
We were
and-
just like,
And
it's
then
2 in the morning and someone slips a note under your door from inside the other room next to you. Not the front door, but the room inside. It's like intimate. It's
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
The door
and she's
you
gonna-
could like
Then-
kick and open.
Yeah. Like, yeah. The easier to get through door.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like, it was like before we even could like fully process what was going on when we heard like that little like creepiest little
Dude, he had a
like,
PhD in like creepy knocking.
It was the creepiest
It was
knock
like-
you've ever heard on that middle door. Just like
Like,
click, 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 click. Like, we were like, oh my God, what's happening?
we were like stunned. We were just like, because at that point it's like, is it a friend?
Yeah.
Is it not? We're in the middle of the Midwest. You know what I mean? In the middle of nowhere. Like, it's a cult town. I don't know if it's like one of our homies or if it's like, but if it was one of our homies, it would be like a joke or something we would understand. But it just said Big Dick Cecil. So we're like, I immediately didn't think it was a friend. I don't know about you, but I was like, I immediately
It was
got
like
a weird
a
vibe. I was
shock.
like, I don't think this is any of our homies. I don't think it's like Adam or Hurt or like anyone that's next to us. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
Dude,
they
you
wouldn't.
started-
They would say something we'd understand. It would be funny, and they wouldn't knock like as creepy as that.
You started getting
So-
so mad.
I just started getting pissed because I realized I think it's real, and I look out the peephole of the door, and I see it's so wide that you can see someone walking out of the room next to us, and it's like this short dude, middle aged, with like a baseball cap and like glasses. He looks straight out of like an episode of Cops.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he's walking. He walks out of the room, walks over towards our room, and starts trying to slide his card to get into our room with whatever key card he has. And so the dude's in my face, like in the people, and I was like, this is some older dude, creepy as hell looking.
Yeah.
So I just got in like, I don't know, like fight or flight mode, because I was like, my girl's in here, I'm not strapped, like we're in the middle of nowhere, like
Yeah.
I don't know who this dude is, like a backyard, a good old boy with like a shotgun or a knife, or I was like, what, like I don't know what to do, because I was like, if I open the door and he has a knife or something and gets through me and gets to her, I just started like freaking out. I was like, what do? I don't know what the best decision is. So I just like waited a second. He started walking away and he bailed. And like I opened the door and she's still like inside, like
Yeah.
just waiting to see what's going on. And I opened the door and I looked down the hall and he like just had slipped down the hall, down the stairs or something, or what it was is he went up and going into this room, and there's like a staff room, and he was trying to get in that and going through cabinets. And then I look back, she's still in the room. I look over and I see her and Adam, like Understeer King Adam. And I just looked at them. I was like, hey, guys. Like, and they came over and I was telling them what was going on. And Adam's like, yeah, I've been seeing this guy walking around like every level, because all the homies are on every level of the hotel, right? It's like all Final Bout people. And Adam's like, yeah, I've been seeing him check doors on like every level, and he's been weird and blah, blah. And I told Adam what was going on. So he came down with me, and the guy was like actively leaving the hotel as we walked downstairs and looked behind and like saw me and just like jetted outside. And then the front desk lady wouldn't take me serious. We told the front desk lady what was going on. We're like, dude, there's this creepy like older dude like in the room next door trying to get in our room, like slipping us his number. I showed her Big Dick Cecil and the phone number, and she was like kind of smiling. I was like, it's not fucking funny. This is weird as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
and
She's like, I've called that number.
yeah. She was like, yo, can I get a copy of that? But shout out Adam, because he was like, he had my back and he like came with me and was like, no, he's not joking. Like, I saw this dude was like creepy and trying to get in. Like, he had my back. And then she saw the severity in her face and she was like, okay, they're not joking. And so she called her boss, who had just gone home for the evening. Like, and so she showed up in like her jammies, and they ended up calling the cops finally. And the guy was outside near the Nappy Boy rig that was out there, like looking in it and like looking in people's cars and just being weird as hell. And so the cops like went over, and then he finally got in his pickup truck, like an old crappy pickup truck. And the cops were like yelling at him. So I was like getting worried. I was like, man, are we about to watch like a shootout? Because like the cop was like screaming, and then he was not like screaming, but like they're like yelling at each other through the truck. And for all you know, that dude's got a gun in there.
Yeah, he was going through his truck before they came too. He was like opening the doors, like looking around. Like, so I was like, what is he looking for?
I was like, man,
And I could
How
see
do we
it.
know that was his truck?
I mean, he was in it, so I hope it was his truck. I could
We're
see
assuming,
it all
yeah.
from the window, because like where our room was just so happened to peer perfectly from like where, like, you know how like hotels have that little valet thing,
Yeah.
like the front desk, and his truck. So I'm like looking and peeking and like seeing the cops coming out and screaming.
Yeah,
It
me
was-
and Adam and the
Yeah.
front desk lady are at the, you know, the front entrance, like watching. And of course, right when the police showed up, you know how Shawano is, it just starts dumping rain. Like
Yeah.
sheets of just like
Yeah.
the most insane, like El Nino style rain. I'm like, oh, I felt so bad. I was like, watch this cop get in a shootout. It's raining. I'm like, I
Yeah.
felt so bad. I was like, dude, I hope this doesn't go bad. And then the cop walked over and he's like, yeah, you know, he's been like, we've had some complaints about him at some hotels. And I was like, that's crazy. Okay. I'm like, that's nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
And the cop's like, so what do you, to the front desk lady, like, what do you want us to do? You want us to kick him out? And I was just like, yeah, kick him out. Because
Yeah.
what we ended up finding out was that like he stole that key card from the front desk, and that's why Adam saw him going up and down all the levels of the hotel, was he
Trying to
stole a
find
key
a
card to
room.
try to find the room that he got, because he was just trying to do a random hookup or something. I mean,
Dude, that's
he
what
put
she
Big
was
Dick
saying.
Cecil, so I'm assuming he was trying to like whip his Big Dick Cecil out on somebody.
Dude, no, but they had said that
What
like
Whip-
the lady
Whip out
said
his
that
Cecil.
yeah.
the room.
Is his name Cecil, or does he call his shit Cecil?
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Man. That's a question for
A rainy day.
For
I don't know.
Cecil.
a rainy day in Shawano.
But no, like the
Do some
lady at
pondering.
the front desk, she was saying that the reason why she knew it wasn't his room was because like the guy who checked in there was like a regular, like the room was registered to somebody else.
A regular
Dude,
Like
who usually has a guest with him or something.
I don't
Who's
know.
a regular at a hotel in Shawano?
dude,
Yeah,
right?
That's
So
another question, right?
that's the creepiest thing ever. This guy stole a key card from the front desk, hoping it was still active, which it was, because he broke into the room.
Yeah.
But the cops didn't do anything still, because it's technically not like a B&E. It's just like he just like had the key card and got in.
That's
the-
wild.
It was
Wild.
weird.
Yeah.
Also,
and then the front
his-
desk lady was like, oh, you know, I don't think he was involved in, because she knew who was in that room, who like rented the room. She was like, I don't think he's involved, blah, blah, blah. So even her saying that was like weird. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in Shawano?
It's a weird ass
Dude,
cult town, bro.
they're
You
so
never
chill.
Well, that's why I was like,
They were trying to get you to join the cult.
Anyways,
Yeah.
word had spread about this whole incident, and like the first thing I get to the track in the morning, and Alexi Noriaro is at the track, and he's like, so I heard about the, what did he say? It was like the hostage situation yesterday, and I heard you're the hero. And I was like, so the next morning I'm like this It's like a movie scene, and like it was like dramatized into this big thing.
There's like a shootout or something.
Yeah,
like,
he was like
so dramatic.
so dramatic, and like, but I was like, no, like, blah blah blah. It was still creepy, but it wasn't like
That was like right before or right after we all played Uno, right?
Yeah.
We were like playing Uno with Alexi.
Yep.
And like talking mad shit. And then,
Yeah. That was super fun. Playing Uno with like Alexi and like Adam, Mew, Laura, Palmer,
LA.
Kevin, LA. Yeah.
Shout out LA, man.
LA's
Good
man.
people.
Really good people. But that was super fun. So we had such a good evening. And like Hurt was kind of doing his thing, like working. We're all just hanging out. It was such like a chill evening with just like close
video or something.
Close people. We all know each other. It was so comfortable, right? And then that thing happened to me and Kendall at 2 a.m. And it was like, dude, we felt so uncomfortable. And they're like, oh, do you want us to put you in another room? I'm like, fuck yeah. What do you mean? Like,
yeah.
And they put us on the first floor in a window.
Yeah, we're like, this is not safe.
So like if that dude came back to retaliate, he could just bash the window, get in our room. And it was such an uneasy night. And it was the night before the first day of Final Bout. So I was like, we got like no sleep because it was so sketchy.
Yeah, and that's the comp day.
Yeah. So it was like sick. And then but I was just gonna say it was so funny how I got blown out of proportion, like within that
fucking telephone, you know, yeah. Everyone like, dramatizes
like
it a
having
little
having Alexi come up to you thinking you're like this hero in a movie. I was like, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, you just beat him up with your bare fist, right?
Dude.
Like,
yeah, I fucking saved the day, dude. I saved Final Bout.
He said he was here to like ruin Final Bout and like
yeah. Cecil said he's gonna ruin Final Bout, and I like saved Final Bout.
I won't stand for it, bro.
Yeah, I was like, dude, we gotta have Final Bout. We're like, I won't stand for that, Cecil. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. Fuck you, Cease.
Also, like,
you're gonna cease to exist, bro.
Most people responded that I should have texted him and said, "Let me see it."
I think,
like, hear me out. Like,
I think I asked you if you.
Okay.
What I said is you should just give the number to everybody.
Is it big?
Dude, yeah. Okay, the worst part of all that was that the cops took the note before we could take a picture.
Yeah.
Like, they took it with them, and I was like, God damn it. Like,
dude,
the story would be so much better if you saw how fucking creepy and crumpled up and, like, his shitty, weird little, like, tweaked out handwriting. Like,
like
it was
also
so
to
creepy.
put the phone number, like, at the bottom of the screen on the podcast.
Yeah, everybody
we're doing
call
right
him. Say what's up, dude.
That was one
call
of my
Cecil.
Yeah, dude.
biggest
He's
regrets.
like, dude, everyone just wants pictures of my dick. Like,
I think that's the first thing I asked for was the phone number.
I think that's the first thing most people asked for, and I was like, fuck, dude. That was one of my biggest regrets.
I would have signed him up for solar.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Sign him up for fucking...
Shout out Cecil.
Yeah.
Some,
I don't know, Blue Chew or something.
Yeah, dude, but we got like
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah.
We got like no sleep because of that, because I was just on edge, and now we're on the first floor on the window, whatever.
Like,
He was just such a creep, dude. It was like straight out of 90s Cops. He was wearing like a zip up flannel baseball cap, these big glasses.
It's like literally like...
He looks like he was like trying to score some meth.
It's like the typical, like, have you seen this man type poster. Like, that was him.
Yeah.
He was that man on that poster.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Cecil,
I hope he listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Free Cecil.
You like actually was there for Final Bout. Like, totally like knows.
Oh
Plot twist, he's a driver.
Plot twist, he was trying to clap up Sideways Hatch.
Dude, I'm not a cheap date.
Oh my god.
You gotta work harder than that.
Yeah. You know, you're gonna slip up on him or under a door.
Yeah, you gotta play the long game with me. Fucking not easy, dude.
Ask for driving tips and
You
hope
feel
it goes
me?
well.
Yeah, you feel me? I like modesty too.
Yeah.
If it said Lil Dick Cecil, I'd text him. Like, what's up, dude? It's not all. I'd like pat him on. It's not all bad. Like, I'm like, don't jump.
Hey, bro, I'm here for you.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. That was crazy though, because I've been in some sketchy hotels or motels.
Yeah, like you said,
weird
valet area. Just to be clear, like the hotel in Shawano was like they've never had a valet ever.
It's a decent establishment though.
Yeah, it's
like,
not. It's not a shithole, but it's not like, you know.
I've been in some shitholes.
I just mean that little overhang that
Oh, yeah,
hotels
yeah.
have.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I call it like the valet because you pull in and take your bags out or whatever. But it was a nice hotel. I was honestly pleasantly surprised because like I've never been to Wisconsin, and I kind of expected that the hotel would be like, you know, a little bit
Especially
more
out
modest.
there.
No, but a detail I realized after the fact, because after seeing him and then going through that incident, I realized earlier that evening when we got to the hotel and we were getting our stuff out of the truck, I actually saw him. He was driving through the parking lot in that truck. It was like a Silverado or something. And I actually saw him and I
Like a rock.
yeah,
Big Dick Cecil.
built fucking Cecil tough. Big Dick Cecil tough. Anyways, I'm like, I don't know. You know, when you're on a trip, you're kind of always like looking out. You're in a town you don't know. You're not strapped or anything. Like, I'm always looking around. I'm aware of my surroundings. And like, we made eye contact. He drove by us before this whole incident. It was probably 8 p.m. whenever we got to the hotel. And yeah, or it was later, but we made eye contact and he like looked at us. And it was when you were like leaning into the truck to get stuff. I actually
he for
noticed
sure,
him.
dude.
Well, that's where I was like, was this premeditated? Was he trying to get to the room next to us? But like, what are the odds of like him stealing the key card that was next to us that he eyeballed me in the parking lot? I was like, I don't know. You gotta try harder to steal my girl, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think whatever. I was going to make like a fucking AVS entry joke.
Maybe he wanted me. I don't know. No
Probably.
Fucking certified man dime, bro.
No judgment.
Yeah.
No judgment.
He wanted one of you or both.
I'd fuck me.
All right, let's
Anyways.
let's talk Final Bout, because I think a lot of people like watched clips and saw us drive and they like, I just had people be like, damn, that's sick. You guys did. I had someone go, damn, you guys won Final Bout. That's cool. And I was like, we got third. And they're like, oh, okay.
We got third?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we got like fourth. I don't even know.
We got third.
It was such a hectic
I actually kind of
weekend
want to
down
like make everybody on the team trophies.
Oh, hell yeah.
I told Simba, I was like, hey man, I know that you
That's
guys and your team drives like 3 hours and like you guys pay people to work on your cars. And then like, you know, but like for the rest of us, like Final Bout's like gnarly as fuck. So like, can we get like trophies? And I was like, I'll sponsor him with Goodest. And he like laughed. So I hope that means yes.
It's not a no. I think it's a hard maybe.
Yeah, but I'm going to make them for us because we all
That'd be
worked
cool.
really hard because we're old.
Yeah.
And it's a long drive.
It was gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also just the memory, you know?
Yeah, you got to have that
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
memes
Yeah.
for the mantle, you know? When you're like 60, you'd be like, oh, remember that time?
Yeah.
Dude,
Good memes.
honestly-
I think that's honestly half the reason I edit the Flash videos is like, it's nice to like look back on those like memories, you know? And like me and Kendall just watched the Japan trip videos. Like I have a part 1 and part 2 from when we went to Japan in like 2019. I hadn't watched them in years.
We watched them here last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I started watching one of them at her house, and then it was just like it made me realize like, oh, yeah, it's
Also-
worth the effort because I get to look back and it's good memories as we get older. You know, like
Touching on that,
Yeah.
this clout cup, this mug that I've had since like the beginning of the Goodest cast, and like have subtly drank but never like said anything about. Aaron actually gave me this as a gift. Like he landed in San Francisco like before we flew out to Japan that first time, and he's like, I have a present for you. And I was like, what? And he's like, here. They had it at like, was it like Spencer's or some shit?
Zoomies.
Zoomies. And he's like, I bought 2. I have one
Dude,
that
okay.
matches.
I have your
No,
backup cup.
no, I think that was the cutest thing. Was like he got you the cup, but he's like, knowing Palmer, he's probably gonna break this or lose this, so he bought you a backup
Yeah, but he's
like-
holding on to it.
because he like that was like
I was like, here's his
Damn,
backup.
dude.
I
That's the-
use it from time to time.
That's the lore behind the clout cup.
I use it when I miss you.
it's very wholesome.
Dude, that's so nice.
I'm like, gulp,
Yeah,
clout.
clout.
Yeah.
Just need a
miss
little
you,
bit of
gulp.
clout.
I miss you, clout. I don't know. I don't even remember because we weren't even that close then. But I just remember seeing it and I was like, he'd laugh at this. I think.
I did laugh.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
this
you
is
did know.
amazing. And I've kept it ever since.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing I drank out of for like the first like 10 episodes. Because they were all like video
Yeah.
like remote video podcasts. So I'd be like drinking out of them.
You
But
guys
it's
are
funny-
so freaking wholesome.
Well,
so
it's
he
funny
brings
looking
me
back,
the cup from my kitchen to when we're doing this podcast. He's like, I know the cup you need. Because he
Yeah.
knew I used, anyway.
Let's bring it back.
Full circle.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny because I didn't even really know you that well, but I was like, he'd laugh at this. I want to bring him a gift.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
appreciate
Zoomies,
that.
and the guy at Zoomies was like, yeah, we never get these. And I was like, ooh, and they're exclusive. Yeah.
So exclusive.
So exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna cause a rise in them selling them now that you're
Yeah.
blasting them on the pod. You know.
Yeah.
I doubt they even have them anymore. It was like 6
Mm.
years ago.
Well, that's what he was saying was like, those are the last 2 they were going to get
Damn.
Yeah.
at the Northwest store that I went to.
They're gonna be on eBay for like $100 now.
Yeah.
I don't think that many people listen to this podcast. I'm gonna put mine on eBay for $100, but I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep it forever.
Make Goodest mug now.
Yeah,
In
that's
that
true.
font.
In
The
that
same
font.
font?
In that font.
That'd be so
That's a good
cute.
idea.
Hard. I'm hard. We're hard.
Let me know if you want one.
That'd be sick. Yeah. Sign me
Yeah.
up.
Sick. Okay,
So Final Bout.
Final Bout. In the driver's meeting, Simba said, "Don't go out there and win practice," and then looked at you and me, and Jason and Brandon, because we were all sitting together. And he's like, "I'm talking about you, animal style." And then we laughed, and then we proceeded to win practice.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Dude, we fucking threw down
Yeah, our
in
best-
the jam session.
our best runs of the weekend were in the practice. And it was
Yeah.
because, like,
Well, there was like the
we
jam
all-
session where they like judge it also. We were fucking
true. Yeah, I think we were doing fairly well then. But the practice before that, as I remember it, was like, we ended up going for like 45 minutes. It felt like at least. Like,
The jam session was supposed to be like everybody gets to do like 5 or 6 runs, and we did
Yeah.
like 12.
dude, we just went. And
They
that's why,
kinda-
like, a lot of the runs you see, like, I've had a lot of people be like, oh, cool, the same run over and over and over
Be like,
again. It's
no.
like, no, a lot of the runs are the different runs. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, we were so excited to all drive together
We
again
were
that,
locked
like,
the fuck in.
we locked in and, like,
Yeah.
went super hard during practice. And I ended up screwing myself doing that because, like, being right hand drive, I was like in the sun and my car gets cooked. Like, it feels like the heater's on full blast, like cooked. Like, so I started like towards the end of the practice, I was kind of like, I was looking at Kendal. I was like, do we just keep going? Like, what are we doing? Because, you're in the car, you don't really know what's going on. You're kind of like, we're just doing runs until we're told to fuck off. So it's like, and we just kept going and going and going. We're having so much fun. We just kept going and going and going. And I started getting kind of dizzy, and I was like, holy shit, I think I need to go get water or something, because I didn't really drink much water. I didn't get sleep the night before because of fucking Cecil.
Fuck Cecil, dude.
Yeah, it's all his fault, dude. No, I just, like, I didn't take care of myself,
No,
and
you
we're
started
getting older,
cramping like crazy.
I think
Yeah.
Proceed paid Cecil.
Oh.
He was a fucking
Sabotage.
Get out of me. Get out of me. Oh, my God.
I think Ilya did it, dude.
But, yeah, it was a valuable lesson to learn, because I was like, man, like, I need to take care of myself, because I just, like, we just went, and it was
Yeah.
intense.
Drink
and
water, eat a banana, you know?
I was in the sun in the right-hand side of the car, and it cooked me. It cooked my helmet. The car
Also,
was
like-
cooking, and I started full body cramping into competition. I've never experienced that in my life.
Yeah.
It
The
was nuts.
first run, you like made it, but you were like about to cry.
Dude, it was intense.
And then
I
the
mean,
second
I've
run,
never,
you're like, I can't move my body anymore, and just like pulled over.
she was like, we did run one of the comp, and I couldn't believe that I got
Look-
through it, but I was so like determined. I was like, I'm not losing this for my friends, dude. No way. So I don't know how. I just like zen, like locked in, did the run, and like my e-brake wasn't locking, and I was driving around it just fine. But then second run, dude, I full body cramped from toes, feet, shins, everything. My body just went. It was like my body's like shriveling, and then my hands were even in my gloves shriveling, and I was like pulling the e-brake like fucking. Here's my strong hand, and like it was just like eye opening, because I was like, what the is something wrong with me? What the hell is going on? I'm not that dehydrated, I thought, but yeah, I don't know. Been taking care of myself a lot more since then, because I was like, I just want to drift. I wasn't like that intensely like focused on winning. I was just like,
Yeah, we weren't.
I was just more like, I just want to drift well and like put on a show, and like everybody's so excited to be here, and then to like do so well and then get into the competition and then have your body fail is like eye opening. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
The way it works for people who don't know is like there's team practice, and then there's like a session where it's judged, and like in that session we did very well as far as like the driving, but they had us go like a bunch of times, and then what they do is they like ignore the car show score from then on, and like people who have the car show score and the driving score in the top 4 get to just battle it out, and it's like pure driving from then on.
Yeah.
But everybody gets to do 2 laps. And so like, yeah, the first lap we did like decent, but like kind of goofed it, and then like the second lap,
The second lap, we go through the after the start grid, there's like a little mini kind of roller coaster. It's similar, but it's we get through that, and then when I get into the hairpin, which is like the start of the competition run, everything was locked up. My hands are locked up, everything. And I go to pull the she was telling me to just not do the run.
Dude,
and I was like,
I was telling you, like, maybe ask him if you could take a little second. Cause,
and
like,
I said, fuck that.
take a break. Because, like,
no, I'm doing it. But she was right because I ended up,
yeah.
it was bad. I didn't want to like stuff the cars or anything.
Yeah.
So I go to pull the handbrake and it just didn't lock. And I was like, okay, well, I could either reinitiate and force this, and then I'll probably crash onto the wall because my whole body's locked up. Literally, I'm like shriveling up. And I was like, all right, I'll just get out of the way and let them go finish their run and save the cars because it's not worth like crashing, right? Because you could, that wall's not forgiving. So I was like, all right, I'll just bail on turn one. And I bailed and let you guys finish. And shout out Brandon, though, man, like playing cleanup in the back in a fucking stock S14 Sylvia.
Brandon
like a stock engine.
Brandon's a monster. Dude.
Playing cleanup at US Air and fourth car back is not easy.
No.
And like
I tried it.
MVP.
I was like, Brandon, you're going in the back, bro.
Dude,
like,
dude,
I can't do it.
The best
Yeah.
the cleanup goat. Like, Jesus. And
he's
that's
so good.
That's like the hardest position to be in a track that's so technical. And like, he's so good. Like,
dude, he had that
Jason was
bungee
locked
cord.
in third, dude.
Dude, Jason was locked the fuck in. I remember at one point, I will say in that practice though, this was like core memory for me. We're you know, transitioning into the roller coaster, and I'm looking at your car. We're literally like touching. I sweep you like we're just running a 1v1 run.
Yeah.
But there's two of our friends behind us. I look back and I see Jason, and I'm almost slapping his hood, and we're going up the roller coaster, and I look up and I just hear Jay-Z limiter. You're in front of me, just I look back and I'm slapping Jason's hood, and then there's Brandon behind him, and we completed the run, and I was just like, I just started laughing to Kendal. I was like, this is fucking insane. I remember like yelling at her. I was like, I love fucking driving with these guys. Oh my God, what the fuck? It's seriously like driving in a video game with you guys. It's unreal. Because doing like first time having my Sylvia there and being able to just jump in so confidently with you guys and like literally slapping each other's cars door to door going up that difficult roller coaster where your car just boom, you hit that and go up, and we're just door to door. It was the best feeling. And like, yeah, it's just, dude, so good. It was so much fun. Like, yeah. I look back on it fondly still. I know we lost, so I'm sorry. It's a lot my fault, but
I don't think we lost shit, bro. I think
it was so fun.
I'll take that third place any day for the like driving that we did during like the like other judge portion. I'm not mad. But I'm not mad, dude. We put on.
Yeah.
We put on, and it felt good.
It felt good, yeah. And it was so good to get to drive with the team again. Like,
that was it. We were just all hyped to like rip.
That's
it wasn't even about like Final Bout or winning or whatever. It was just like, holy shit, we get to go full blast and like be exciting.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that like one of the coolest things for me was like, because like I'd never been in any organized sport or anything, but I love like watching you guys like talk about strategy, like, you know, saying, okay, I should drive here, you should drive there, like positions. I don't know, it was just like I saw in that moment, damn, they really are a team, and that is what a team is. Because I'd never been in any organized sport, and I was like, damn, these guys are so sick. They work so well together. Like, you guys are special, you know? It's fucking awesome seeing how you guys operate. So
yeah, it was cool being a part of that where we were like, we want to put on the best show that we can. Let's try different, like, you lead, he leads, I'll go in the back, you clean up. And like, however we figured it out, like you, me, Jason, Brandon, that layout was like, it just clicked.
I think it just made sense because you and me had been driving so much together.
Yeah.
And like, my chase, like, of the three or of the four, I think my chase game is good, but it's not like on the level of you, Jason, or Brandon.
Dude.
And like, I feel very comfortable up front. And so I was like, well, I'm comfortable up front. Like, Aaron's been chasing me for like 2 years. Like, we've driven together like so much.
Tons.
Like, you could just lock in, and like Jason can do fucking anything.
Yeah, Jason
and Brandon
can
do.
Any of us could be anywhere though. In all reality, that's what was so cool.
I did look back and I saw like a one of the runs where I was like in third, and in my head I was like, dude, I am fucking sucking here. Like, I am like so far away, and then I saw the clip. And we were all stacked up, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck!" Like, I probably could have done middle pack, but I don't think if I was middle pack, we would have like done what we did.
I don't know, man. Like when we were talking about it, like, oh, should we go here or whatever, it was really casual, but we were just like, I was like, whatever is gonna work. Like, it's just so fun driving with you guys. But like, I had this weird moment in that comp where like, or I guess it was in the jam, where like I don't know how, like, dude, I can like read you like a book. Like I've driven with you so much that like you had this one run where like we're like, you know, go through turn one, the hairpin, and you get out to go out to the wall. And when you transition to go onto the wall, your car like wavered for a second and went like straight for a second and then snapped. And I was already inside of you. So like any mistake, like I'm hitting you. And I still to this day don't really understand how I didn't hit you, because like it was a subconscious thing. And I've watched video back to learn. Like I still study drifting. Like I still watch our videos back and learn, and like because I just love it and I want to get better and better. And like I was like, how did I do that? I don't even know what happened. I should have rear-ended you. And I'm leading 2 more cars, and we just made it work like flawless, like nothing happened. And I was like, even in the moment, I was like, I only had a split second to think about it, and then we had to move on and do more runs. So it's so intensely fast paced. But like, I was like, man, it's just that's what's amazing about driving with you guys is like, and especially us two, because we've driven so much together. Is like we have like telepathy almost, or like some of the passing we've done or overtakes we've done are just like it's like playing a setup. We just intuitively know like, okay, I can slip here. He's gonna look. We can go.
Yeah.
Or like the things we've done, it's just like I can read.
Yeah, we don't even like tell each other what we're gonna do sometimes, and it just works. Yeah, it's cool.
No, that was just a cool
I've never
moment.
like been able to do that.
Yeah, it was a cool moment for me because I was like, "Well, how the hell?" I don't know. And I just see time and drive time with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting to that point with her too. Like driven with her like a ton now. Like we played a lot of Assetto together.
Oh.
And like, dude, our friends fuck.
Yeah,
It's sick.
Synced up.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely a learning experience, but it was so fun. Like, yeah, I've been taking better care of myself since then for sure. Because as you get older, you got to think of that.
Yeah, you're not like, oh shit, fucking, I gotta drift all day. I better like eat and like drink water and like,
Yeah. I got to
don't know.
drift all day tomorrow. I better slam beers.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. When you're 20, you're like, oh, dude, hungover drifting, I got this. And
No
then like you go
problem.
out and like rip
Yeah.
it in like 2 laps, and you're like, hangover's gone. Oh my god, like today, like
Yeah.
this day and age, like bro, if I'm hungover, like I don't even go. Like I'm just not gonna. Like it's
That's
you're not
what
coming
was-
back from that.
That's what was crazy
Enjoy
about
those.
that.
If you're 20 and you're still like partying and going drifting, like enjoy the shit out of that while you can, bro, because that is not forever.
Yeah, that's what was surprising about that event was like I didn't party the night before. I was like, I just want to put on a show and drift well. I'm not gonna like drink. But then Cecil happened, and
Fuck
you know,
Cecil.
even that, like not getting sleep anymore. It's like it's weird how you notice those things now. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Enough about being old. Fuck Jesus. Enough about that. It was sick. Final Bout was sick. Your car looks really cool.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah. I feel
You
like
had
we
to
did
prep
pretty
your
good.
car. You had to like do like fenders, bumpers, repaint like your front end,
Oh,
redo
dude.
livery
Oh,
after you did mine.
That was a nightmare. I was already so spent, and like I left myself no time because I was not letting you leave without redoing the roof. So I left myself like how many days
I don't know.
while still working my day job?
It was just only a few, right?
I left myself like 3 days to go to work every day and like fully prep, primer, paint, candy paint, livery, an entire front end, and like bumpers, like half the car. I was like, I don't know, man.
It was pretty sick. You
There's-
won like car of Final Bout though.
That was cool. That was unexpected for sure. That was really cool. Like won like best in show or something.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It was
What an-
definitely worth it, dude.
Yeah, no, what an honor. Because like, yeah, I never
Well
in my
deserved.
life. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
I just never in my lifetime thought that would happen. Coming from like my destroy car was really plain Jane and just kind of okay. It wasn't that nice a car, but it was like, yeah. Yeah. I know my car is not everyone's taste, so I was not expecting that. It's cool.
I think it's a lot of people's taste.
Yeah, so much attention to
Oh,
detail, like the interior
you know what I
too.
mean.
Like Casey, like
Dude, yeah.
yeah.
My
like,
friend
everything.
Casey from Street Creature. Holy crap, dude. The interior is all due to my friend Casey. Oh my God. Knocked it out of the park. And that's his first interior he's ever done. Insane. Yeah. Couldn't have done it without helping my friends.
That's how it goes.
Homies make the world go around.
It's true.
Yeah. But yeah. That was mad dash.
Definitely.
Damn.
So worth it. I'd like to go next year for sure, or this year.
Yeah.
To
Bring your car.
USR. I'd like to. Yeah.
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 I'm not doing it.
You're not gonna bring your car?
I'll come MC.
Yeah. I'd like to. We'll see how it goes. Because I know we're trying to do a bunch of other stuff too. So
I have so many plans this year. I just don't think I can make it happen.
yeah.
Plus, like, yeah, it's so much. So much.
Yeah.
There's like an event a month after that I really want to hit that's on the West Coast that isn't announced yet, but
Yeah. So you have like other stuff, other goals, bucket list.
yeah, I want to like do some new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try and keep it fresh.
Well, speaking of new shit,
Try not to burn out.
did Laguna Seca. That was amazing.
Yeah, you should do that.
I know I really wanted to, and like Hurt was trying to bully me into going, but I was like, man, I feel like I do not have enough car for that. Which sounds like a cop out, but I was like, man, I don't want to be like Corolla, just like inertia drifting, like momentum drifting that.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
pretty
Like,
sick either way, dude.
yeah. And
Just open up the Lambo doors and let them know.
You also had 350 at that time, not even 400.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well,
It's not enough.
well, that's why Hurt was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just do the corkscrew, and I was like, yeah, but like,
You need power to do the corkscrew.
makes you look like a wiener if you like just do the corkscrew.
Like, I've never been like, I need more power to drift. Like, but doing the
Yeah.
corkscrew, I'm like, I need like another 100.
Yeah, and you've let me drive your car a bunch of times. I'm like, man, this is a decent amount of car, and you were like, man, I need more car.
Yeah.
So that like motivated me to want to like build another like more universal setup on a new car, but we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah, coming soon, maybe.
hopefully we'll see.
Laguna's pretty sick. That's like I don't know. That's like a bucket list thing. Like that's like
Yeah.
a dream come true.
Oh yeah.
Laguna was like my shit on Gran Turismo. That was like my proving ground, my testing ground. Any like race that had
Yeah,
Laguna in it, I was like, oh, I got this.
for
Mhm.
sure.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just was good at it growing up.
Yeah.
And then getting to like, I don't know, like drifting through that like overhang, after
Mhm.
like, I think it's like turn 3, like there's like a little straight with like that like bridge. Just like going underneath that like full blast, you're like, this is crazy. Like this
Yeah.
is not a real life. This is a video game right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And like blasting the corkscrew is like so gnarly.
Yeah, it's like blind and
From
can only
the
imagine.
top to like where it like levels out, it's a 10-story drop.
and you're like upshifting gears, trying to gain momentum and speed to like make that sweeper
Yeah.
just full throttle.
Yeah. I'm like third, like the first left-hander, I'm like full throttle third, hit the outer strip,
Yeah.
like transition, like
Yeah.
full throttle, like clutch in, shift to fourth, like dump fourth at like rev limiter and like
Yeah.
just try and make it down the hill. And like if you're not going fast enough, the car like wheel speed will catch up with the ground speed because there's so much gravity. The car just like picks up like
It's nuts.
crazy in drift. And so
That's
like you gotta
nuts.
have like crazy power to make it down there, or just like commit like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, seeing your entries like into turn 1, like wasn't that turn 1 where you're doing some backies?
Yeah, it's like 1 to 2.
1 into 2, yeah, because there's like a slight,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like crest or whatever. I was like, that's my friend. It's so cool. I like shared it. I was like, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Like you and Jason driving that. Julian drove it. A lot of the homies drove it, and I was like, man, that was really cool to see. That's like a special moment in drifting
Yeah.
for me because I'd play it in video games, help do design work in video games with that track, and like seeing my friends drift it. It's like, holy shit, what the hell? I was really hyped on that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah,
It's still a big one. I hope to do it again. Like I want to do it with like another 100 horsepower though.
let's do it, Kendall. One day. Me and
You
Kendall will
guys
show
are-
up
yeah.
one day.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys could drive it.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Talk to the right people,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if they'd let us in, that'd be cool. But I'd like to bring more car. That's one track I'd like to bring a little more car to.
Yeah,
or a
that's-
gear change or something. Like
That
Yeah.
event I definitely go through like the most tire.
Maybe throw a 4.3 or 4.08 in or
It's
something
like
for
stock
that.
ratio for sure
Yeah,
on that
something.
thing. Oh.
Yeah.
No, just leave it short.
I
I'm
mean,
like a 3.9. Like I was topped out at like 130.
how much? Yeah, you have a lot of torque, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I make around 400 now, but it still is like, I don't know.
This car only on the dyno it did 369
Nice.
foot-pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fine.
Yeah, so it's not like crazy, but I don't know if that dyno, like everybody's dyno reads
Yeah.
low, but I think that one
Yeah.
does because my car is pretty fast.
I just dynoed my KA.
Yeah, what did it make?
It was like, it said 139, but it has a 4.6 diff and it wasn't calibrated for that. So I was like, I know it's reading high, but
Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm going to do a high comp build on that, an all motor build, just to like, makes like 50 more horsepower. It's like all this money to make like 50 more horsepower, but I feel like it'll be so fun. Or it might make a little more. It's like 80 more horsepower. But
I mean, that's sick.
yeah, Shane, my friend Shane's going to build me like a high rise manifold, like kind of 4H style. Like we're going to do some experimental stuff that I'm not talking about now with the exhaust. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I just got the ECU back for the tune and everything. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm really excited for that. I get really excited about NA car stuff. It's fun to push in those cars. And then we're setting up hers soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, her friend Steven just like finished like fixing some stuff on her KA, and then like we just have to set it up with B-knuckle and the diff, and
Yeah, that S14 still needs a little bit of love for sure, but
yeah.
it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I've got a goofy
Yeah.
looking Zanky, like the Veilside car, and then I want her to do some goofy like cokey
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know yet. Like, I like always planned on going Zenki, but like I feel like I don't know. Koki is something that I would never like go towards, but because I already have it, maybe I should try to make it work, you know. But it's so hard for me like to find aero for an S14. Like even with my 13, it's like I don't know. I wish I was one of those people that could just see a kit and be like, yes, this is exactly what I want. But with everything, I have to piece it together. So it's like that'll be a fun adventure.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure out what to do to make the. But then again, I should just drive the thing, and I don't want to worry about making that car nice. It just made my 13 kind of nice, so that'll be in the future.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't not help you make it cool. I can't
Yeah.
not tinker on things. It's gonna look sick in no time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get bored and oops, I slipped, painted it.
Oops, I slipped. It's sick now.
Oops, I slipped and kitted and painted
Yeah.
it. No, you're gonna make it really cool.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna maybe try to paint that car, you know?
Yeah,
Learn how to paint on it.
yeah, definitely.
Learn how to paint. That's next up.
I mean, it
Alright.
seems like fun, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
I actually really, really enjoyed doing the body work on my S13. Like, I didn't think I would, but it's really relaxing. I actually do like it, so it'd be cool to maybe try to paint something. And because it's a drift car, like, I don't care if it looks kind of like
Mhm.
shit, so. And, you know, it's my 14. Like, the
Yeah.
13 I kind of care a little bit more about, but
Yeah,
it'll be fun, you know?
yeah. That's kind
Yeah.
of how I learned too. Is like just wrecking your drift car over and over again and not being able to afford to pay anybody to do it. That's how I learned to do body work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
should have learned how to do body work without much crash. Instead, I just like let my car get really shitty and then refresh it.
Yeah, I mean that's all right. That's what's cool about the team is we all have kind of like a skill set that we help each other with.
It's facts.
Yeah, like you can do a lot of stuff with wiring that I can't. So in the future, I'm sure I'll collect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you can collect for sure.
No,
The roof piece is a big collect on wiring.
it's all good. No, I don't checklist things. It's not like you owe me. It's just I know that like if I have like a wiring issue at the track, I can like rely on you to help me, and it's cool. That's what's really cool about the team. We all have like a skill set we can bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, in our whole group of friends, it's cool. I
Facts.
love that. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Japan.
Yeah. Are you gonna buy a car?
Yeah, I need to decide on a car. Help me, Kendall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking at a few cars because you hyped me up getting your S14. I was like, yeah, it's time.
Also, watching all those videos yesterday, I'm like, me and Aaron just like became, we were friends, but we became like close on that like 2019 trip, and I'm like, fuck, we need to run that back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Run it back and have
With our own shit and like go drive instead of just like be pit crew, you know? Because I was a shit ass pit crew. Not gonna lie.
I probably was too. It was so fun.
It was cool. It
I
was
was
cool
just,
getting
like,
to like work
happy.
on cars at N style.
Yeah. I was just like happy to be there and grateful. So like now, like going back, I definitely want to like have a car. And I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next frontier.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. I just got to decide on what car. It's hard when you need a car over there to be reliable. So I contemplated like building a car here and sending it to Japan.
Same.
Which I have a shell that I could do that, but I'm like, it's tough to decide. Yeah. So I don't know. You ended up picking a seemingly nice one, so I'm maybe thinking of going that route.
We'll see.
It's like a gamble, but
Yeah.
that's half the fun, I feel like.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. Hopefully Laura will document it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's been killing it with the filming and the editing, and it's really cool.
Yeah. I'm very lucky to have somebody who's so talented. Because, you know, if it were me, this would still be getting filmed on like a webcam.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I used to like travel with like a little like Logitech webcam, and I just plug it into my computer and like hit like record on QuickTime.
It's kind of trendy.
And now Laura's like, no, we need the cinema fucking camera. Like these Canons aren't cutting it anymore. Like I'm tired of this. And I'm like, they look really good. I don't think, do we really need it? And she's like, no, I'm telling you right now, we need to be professional. I'm like, okay.
She's leveling you up.
Yeah, she's making me a pro. Now I gotta get good at the podcasting part.
No, you've been killing it. Dude, everything's been leveling up. Been doing a good job.
Yeah,
Good listens, interesting guests. Like,
thanks.
yeah, dude.
Lots of effort. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like I have a long way to go in like interviewing and just carrying stuff and making stuff interesting.
Yeah.
It's easy when you have good guests, you know?
Yeah. Let them run the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll be trendy to have like a VX camera
For your podcast.
for your podcast.
Yeah. Just like fisheye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fisheye.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like,
Yeah. Hella,
seat time.
yeah. Hella 2001 spec. Sweet time. Fucking Final Bout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next for you guys? Kendall, you're moving.
Yeah, moving to Washington. It'll be fun adventure for sure.
She's gonna make me better.
Yeah,
She's gonna help me drift.
you're gonna
As
be
like a-
better.
Person or like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, but also drifting. Yeah.
It'll be fun. You
She's gonna
know,
push each other.
I'm leaving the 13
but not
down
like
here.
domestic violence, like on the track, right?
Yeah. Push each other in vehicles.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with my car,
Hopefully she'll hit on me.
but he's gonna be in a car too this time,
Yeah.
not like last time.
That's kinky.
No, but yeah, it'll be really fun. You
Drift
know,
car BDSM.
Oh,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Spank
I'm
my
excited.
door.
Yeah,
it'll
I'm
be
excited.
like really cool, especially like I think getting the S14s to jam together. I'm kind of a little like bummed that it's happening when he's getting a, you know, like already a crazier motor because it's like, oh god, dude, he's already so fast. Like, but it'll be good practice. I think like driving with him is gonna help me level up a bunch, and you know, fun new adventure. Like I'm gonna leave the S13 down here for a while, and then just jam the S14 a bunch and get a lot of slow car stuff in, and you know, it'll be super fun though. I'm really excited for, you know, our next chapter.
Hell
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna drive Evergreen on weekdays. 20
Dude.
minutes from the
Yeah.
house is
Yeah.
pretty
No trailer.
nice.
Just like
Yeah.
wake up like late. Don't have to like wake up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Ah,
Are you ready to drive all the time?
yes.
I just want to drive like a YouTuber. I wanna drive
Yeah.
Every week.
That's all of our goals,
Every
right?
day, that's my goal. I just want to drive like a YouTuber. Just all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to get to drive a lot more. We're going to have to push each other. She's going to make me better too, for sure. Because you're only as good as like the people you drive with. Because you don't have good people leading you. You can't do a good chase run. All the glory's in the chase run, but I really admire like good lead drivers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to you guys for letting me be a, what do you call it? A
Chase Goblin.
chase goblin. That is a,
Let me explain what a
I've
chase
been a
goblin
little
is.
bit of
It's a new
one.
term. It's a
Yeah.
Chase
juicy
goblin
term.
is when you're just trying to chase and like never let your friends like chase you. You know,
Yeah.
you'll like pull up and you'll be like, no, you go first, and then like next round you're like, no, oh, let me go, I'll keep chasing, and then like you're like, oh, my car's hot,
Yeah.
and then you're like, that's a chase goblin.
Has anyone
That's
pulled
me.
an Aceto on you guys where like they're so good chasing, and then as soon as you make them lead, you like bully them into leading, they mess up immediately,
Oh
and then
my
just jump right
God.
back behind
That's
you and
just
keep
because you
chasing
make
really
people
good.
nervous, dude.
Aw. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much for all like the lead runs, and like it took me a long time to feel confident because I just like I think it's like a mind thing, like having someone chase you, but like I think like dude, I was just telling Aaron about like how insane that session that we had like after the Adelanto, like those night driving laps with you were so fucking amazing at Grange. Like that's like I know it's like probably like whatever, just a fucking regular
it's fun.
Thursday to you, but to me I was like, dude, that was like so cool and so intense, and like I feel a lot more confident like being in front of people now, and like I'm ready to repay you guys with tons of leads.
Yeah, now we get
So,
to be the chase goblin.
you guys get to
Yeah.
be the chase goblins. Thank you
Sick.
guys so much for believing me and
Aw.
helping me and let me chase you guys all the time, because like you guys helped me level up a lot. So
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Hell Track, we went to. Was it a weekday at Grange?
I think it was like a Sunday or
It
something.
was Sunday.
Yeah.
We went to. Yeah, AVS and just showed up and we were drifting, and I remember my alternator died, and I wasn't even mad because I just hopped in the car. Well, I rented another hour to extend to extend in the night. I
Yeah.
rented another hour if you guys agreed to drive, and it was like it was still so cool, even just like riding along with you guys when my alternator shit out on the
That was like
Sylvia.
one of the first times you rode with me in
Yeah.
like a long time.
Yeah, and you guys were jamming, just flying in at AVS.
Laura rode with me.
It
It was the first time Laura rode with me, and I didn't crash. For a little bit, I thought she was bad luck because like 2 times she was in my car, I crashed, and I felt really bad.
Honestly, Laura's great luck for me.
Yeah.
What's that face? I'm gonna crash with or without you.
That's a quote.
That was so fun.
That's a quote right there.
She looked at me so crazy when I was like, "She's good luck." Because
I'm gonna crash with or without you. So are we
I was
doing
really,
this?
I was really
Are we
hyped. She had like footage of me like flying off at AVS, and instead of like usually it's me laughing, but this time it was her,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
yeah. Dude, it was intense. That was.
That was so freaking fun. Like, oh my God.
It's really
dude.
fun when you like ride with your friends and they're trying to impress you.
Yeah, I tried so hard to impress Aaron.
Yeah,
Oh.
you always do.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna fucking throw this in so stupid right now.
You guys are so wholesome together.
It was
I
dummy
fucking love
sick.
it.
It was fun as hell. It's always fun, like even when you break down and your friends are up, you're still having a good time. I'm like, what breakdown? I don't even care.
That's
Just
the
ride.
best.
It's so sick.
That's the best.
Yeah, AVS at night's a vibe. It's
I love
intense.
it. I
When you
love
can't
night
see
drifting
anything.
so much.
Oh, dude, when you can't see anything, it's
Yeah.
great.
There's like a switch that flips in my brain when it's like nighttime, like at a track.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It makes you go harder because you can't see the danger.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
It is. I think that's it for me. You're like, hey,
I can't see anything like but the track.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you don't think of like the
walls or people or
imminent
anything.
danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
CoraWorks. If you guys watch the Greg episode, you'll know a lot more about CoraWorks and why I'm a big fan of them. They're now distributing Origin Lab Aero. They got the good stuff. They got pretty much anything you need they can special order, but they're buying containers, baby, and they got it in stock. Did you blow up your rear bumper trying to do some sick shit? Well, guess what? Head on over to CoraWorks and they got you covered with the replacement. Mailed out quick. You don't have to sit there and do fiberglass for 20 hours. Head on over to CoraWorks. They got cool engine bay dress-up parts. They got merch. Any of the CoraWorks branded products, you get 15% off with code GoodestBoy, GOODESTBOY. They got hydro handles now. They got sick stuff. CoraWorks makes sick stuff. They got cool stuff. I said that already. CoraWorks, check them out. Tell them I sent you. If you haven't listened to the Greg episode, it's one of the fan favorites, and you'll understand a lot more about CoraWorks and why it is what it is. And you'll probably want to buy stuff from them too. And welcome back. So moving, yeah. Sick. You're moving. We're moving.
Yeah, you guys have been. It's been a hectic week for everybody. She's
Yeah.
moving to Washington, and I don't know if we're going to be there forever, but I think it'll be really fun. and I'm really excited to be with the love of my life.
Aww.
And we're gonna push each other, dude. She's gonna make me such a better person and driver. Seriously, you like I said, you have to have good people around you to make you a good driver. I gotta stay sharp. She's gonna keep me sharp. She's so good. Everybody look out for this girl. She's so good. But
Yeah.
dude,
Sweet.
like my ultimate goal is
You're gonna make her a better driver, also.
dude. Oh yeah, it's a two-way road where it's gonna be sick. And my ultimate goal is that we all live by each other. Cause I freaking miss you guys. It was really nice to see you guys. I'm glad we're here on the new and improved pod before you guys move. But yeah, you guys are going to AZ, huh?
Yeah, that's like a
Yeah.
temporary play, and it'll all make sense.
It's a side
Soon.
quest, you know?
Yeah,
Side quest.
Side quest.
yeah,
Yeah.
we on some side quests.
Yeah.
Damn,
Damn, man.
end out the fucking LA chapter. You know,
Yep.
that's why we did this podcast.
Yep. Ending out the LA chapter.
There's so much more to talk about too. It's
There's
crazy.
so much more, but yeah. Man, I appreciate you having me back, having us back. It's been really good.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like we have an infinite amount of things to talk about, but it's nice that we finally got to talk about Cecil. You know, most importantly. And we got to
rent
talk,
free, bro.
yeah, dude, rent free for life. Cecil for life. Free Cecil. Or what was it? It was fuck Cecil. I think Chab was saying fuck Cecil.
Yeah.
I love that. I love Chab. But yeah, getting to chat a little bit about Final Bout was cool because, man, yeah, it's been a special couple of years. Like,
We've done a lot of cool stuff.
done a lot of cool stuff, a lot of bucket list stuff. Like, yeah, and as a skateboarder going to the barracks, yeah, you guys have helped me with get so many like cool opportunities. Like that summer was insane, going to the barracks and skateboarding at the barracks, bringing our cars in there. I rocked a fakie to hip with my car in the barracks. I had to mention that on the pod because like they were
Yeah.
like
They
we
were
were
like,
supposed to be
"Get out."
leaving,
Yeah.
and they're like get out, and I was trying some tricks. I was just on like a fakie board to fakie, and like my legs were just locked up because we were driving all day. I had no pants on under my race suit, so I'm wearing my chucks and
It looks
like
so cool in
A
your
driving
race
suit?
skateboard.
It
a
was, like,
driving
borrowed?
suit. So I just look like a fucking cock. Like I pull up to the barracks like Lambo doors in this like fucking
And
flashy
then-
car and like
we
my
have to
race
talk
suit
about.
tied up.
Wait. Remember, your door didn't open either, so you crawled out of your window
Oh,
in a race
dude.
suit and then started skateboarding.
I was so embarrassed because I look like such a cock. Like
That's
I,
pretty sick, honestly.
I pulled up, yeah, because I ended up later. Remember, we were trying to before that LA Dodgers event. We were trying to get my door open and prying it, and it was like my seatbelt was jammed into the striker, and I ended up having to cut my Sparko seatbelts out. So that's why my door didn't open the whole trip, and I didn't know that till I got home. But anyways, so I pulled up in the barracks, and I'm like, man, I don't want to go in there and look like a fool. And like I go in there and I felt like I looked like a fool. I was like wearing my like race suit tied up with chucks, and like I had to crawl out of my window like
it was
a
pretty
cock.
sick, though.
Yeah, I
You
get
got to
I don't
skate.
know. Oh yeah, I forgot my skateboard at your guys' house. It was like an hour and a half away. But luckily there's a friend of Kendal's that let me use his board.
Yeah, Will.
And that was
Oh,
so
cool.
nice. I was like, dude, I'll Venmo you. Like, I'm at the barracks. I have to, like, I'm so washed up. I haven't skated in so long. But I was like, I have to get a couple of my usual tricks that I like to do. So I got a couple good ones, like fakie flip, like a couple tail slides, kick flip manuals, half cab manuals. I was like seshing with this other guy that was there that was pretty good. And we're like going back and forth, hyping each other up. And that was insane for me, dude. Like, I can't say it enough. That was like the craziest experience of my life. And it being blended into car culture at all was crazy, let alone we brought our drift cars there. It's like,
You got to drive him into the barracks.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tore up their like ramp.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're like, you know, I know our cars aren't that low, but
Mhm.
like that loading dock was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And we like definitely broke some of the wood getting up under the and
It's
you were like,
okay.
you yelled at me, you're like, the door, open the doors. And so she pops the door up. Kendall's the best. She was holding the door up while we were drifting at the Dodger Stadium. She was holding the door up while we were riding into the barracks. Like, Kendall's a ride or die. That was sick.
Dude,
Um,
you know, and it's crazy because like right after that, they announced that they were like moving or like,
Oh, yeah. Dude.
yeah, like you guys were like
Yeah.
probably one of the last people to do that, you know?
Yeah, I never thought that I'd ever be able to go to the barracks, let alone because you can't just go to the barracks. Like you can't. It's like you have to be invited or there's a special event or something like that. So I never thought I would go to the barracks. But I've been skateboarding since I was a little kid, like long before drifting. So it was so special for me. But it was like a month later they announced they were literally crushing that place, like, you know, tearing it up, tearing the skate park down. It was like literally a month later they announced it. And I was like, holy shit, that's so cool that we got to go.
Unreal.
Even just to go is cool, right? But we like pulled our drift cars in there.
Yeah. And
got to
everybody else
skate.
was like leaving. The event was done, and we're all
Yeah.
like rearranging our cars, taking pictures. You're skating.
We like restarted the party because there were still people there and they hung out because we pulled in and then like the party restarted. We were like
Yeah.
late to the party, but
Who
it was
was
cool.
that dude? Like, there was like
Like-
some MMA fighter like pouring Kendall and Laura shots.
I think he
of
was
tequila.
a pro. I think he was
He was
a
a
pro
boxer.
boxer, which
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really follow boxing anymore. But I think it was like a Diaz. Like he's
I
like a
don't
famous
remember his
fighter.
name.
Was it
Yeah.
Mikey Diaz or?
Yeah, I don't remember. That was
Yeah.
sick though. That was wild.
Yeah, I'm bad with names,
He had a
but it was like
Lambo.
a famous boxer. He's like a really
So he must be a
talented
pretty
fighter.
good fighter if he has a Lambo.
Some would say.
I guess.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess.
know. Or like good credit
it
or bad credit. I don't know.
was a rental. Please don't beat me up.
Yeah, please. Please no.
But yeah, that was. I just wanted to bring that up because that was very special for me. That was man unreal. I remember just being in shock, and Kendall was just laughing at me the whole time because I was just like jaw dropped. I'm like, "There's no way this is real." But yeah, we're getting ready to leave, and I got a few last tries on a trick I was trying, like a fakie board a fakie, and then we were leaving, and I was like, my stupid brain was like, "Let's like drive the car up the hip."
Yeah.
And then so I like rocked the wheel up over the hip and like sat it on the frame and like rocked it back. And Kendall's like, "Babe, what you doing?" And I'm like, "I got this. I'm gonna land it. It's just a rock the fakie." And then the guy's like so mad. They've probably been there for like 10 hours.
Yeah, he's like, all right, you guys got to get the fuck
You guys
out of here.
get the
We were the
fuck outta
last
here.
ones though.
Oh
We were
yeah,
the last ones. Like we
sure.
closed that shit out.
for sure. But yeah, that was my favorite trick at the barracks was landing a rock to fakie with my car. That was sick.
Yeah. That's an
crazy.
NBD right there.
MBD at the
Yeah.
barracks. Oh, you're right. MBD at the barracks.
Yeah.
Rock to fakie with my car. Oh yeah, I had a sprained wrist
You
earlier
had
that
like
summer.
two sprained wrists at
And
the
I
same
sprained my
time.
How'd you
other-
sprain both wrists?
Drifting
How'd
and
you-
skateboarding. I got into
How'd
some
you
crash.
sprain the first wrist? Was it your left or right?
The first was my left. Or was it my right?
I don't remember.
I think it was from the first one was like drifting at Evergreen.
Are you sure it was from drifting?
What are you getting at, dude? What are you getting at, dude? What do you mean?
I don't know.
That's what I thought. Anyways. And then the barracks is like polished concrete. So like I was just gnawing into the bank. And like
Oh yeah, you had like wrist guards on. Not like
I just
skateboard
won.
wrist guards, but like
yeah, because my wrist was
Wrist
sprained,
braces,
like legit
yeah.
sprained. I went to the doctor and everything. She bullied me into going to the doctor, and it was like, yeah, that's sprained. And I was like, so I started the drift trip on a sprained wrist, but I didn't care. I was like, we got to go do Irwindale and do all this stuff, and I'm not gonna not skate the barracks. So I was like, yeah, I borrowed that kid's board, and he wouldn't let me tighten the truck, so I wheel bit, gnawing into a huge bank over by the 7 stair, and then I just wheel bit, went straight to flat, and sprained my other wrist. So I had 2 sprained wrists. Start of the summer, but whatever, dude. You're having fun, get adrenaline going.
make it work.
It made it work, but
You look cool with the 2 wrist guards at the same time too, you know?
I was a rat,
Yeah, it looked like
dude.
fashion.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. With my Amazon wrist guards. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, thank you guys for all the hospitality over the years too, because like we couldn't have done it without you guys. You guys always letting me come crash at the pad and like giving me somewhere to stay and shelter. You made it possible to come on these trips. So you guys made it possible for that summer and
We're
times
gonna-
after.
We're gonna
So-
repay the friggin'
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come
Yeah.
visit.
Yeah, we're repaying for sure. You guys need to come stay with us and we're gonna have some crazy times and
Yeah.
memories in the Northwest as well.
Loki Mrs. Rigo
Mhm.
too. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, that was a better love story than Twilight.
Oh, dude.
Loki and Rigo.
They blossomed.
That was
Eric's
the cutest
dog?
thing.
Yeah, my roommate
I've
Eric's
never seen
dog.
Loki so happy.
Oh, dude.
Roki,
Like,
fucking Rigo got his voice too.
Yeah, I
like
was
he
just
never
gonna say.
barked before, and then he met
Aw.
Loki. Yeah.
I
Rigo
don't know if
never
that's a
barked.
good thing.
He never barked or howled, and then after hanging out with Loki, now he's very vocal.
Weird.
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
always the best, but I sure
Yeah.
am. But I sure-
I'm like, sorry, Eric.
no, it's cool. It's cool. I like watching dogs flourish. It's cool. It's really cute, wholesome. But no, thank you guys. Yeah, you guys made all this stuff possible.
Fuck yeah. All right. We're going to
Yeah.
close it out with 2 questions from the Patreon. This is the first time I've done this,
Oh boy.
which is weird. Honestly, they're not even really questions. One is from Nate, not a question, but power couple for sure about you two.
Aw.
Yep.
That's cute.
And
Thank
then
you,
That's so
Nate.
nice. Thanks, Nate.
Logan Smith says, Aaron, how does it feel having the best style in the PNW? I would argue
Ooh.
Well, what?
maybe the country,
Jesus.
bro.
What does he mean? Like car style?
I think all of it.
Oh, that's really nice to say. I don't know about that, man. I just like I really nerd out on drifting, and I really nerd out on influence in drifting. And I drifting's what you make it, right? So I don't know, man. I just try to have fun with it, and I take a lot of influence from my elders, and like it's kind of all been done, but you can really put your own twist on it and have fun with it, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
fair.
don't know that what he's saying is true, but it's a really nice sentiment. Thank you, man. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing and having a lot of fun. And I think that, you know, reflects when you have a good time and you're like genuinely or passionate and love what you're doing, it reflects. Like, and so people that try and aren't really into it, it shows, you know what I mean? So just whatever you're doing, just like do it to the fullest and have fun with it. That's all I got to say. I don't know that any of that's true, but thank you, dude.
Damn. Sick. I think we got it.
Hell yeah.
What do you think, Laura? Are we done? All right. I just got to check in with the producer.
Yeah. I
Any
got-
closing statements? Any conclusions?
I don't know. What about you?
How do you feel about black wheels?
Oh.
Just kidding.
I think it's smart in competition. I think it's
Mm.
very smart in competition because you can't see any wavering or any corrections. So I believe that it is a very smart strategic decision in drifting competition. From a style standpoint, that's about it.
You heard from the Style King.
No,
Yeah.
my God.
You heard
Good
it here
Lord.
on Goodest.
Good Lord.
What's something that's really underrated in drifting right now?
Lead driving.
Yeah, good lead.
To circle back on that, I admire good lead drivers because you're setting the tone for the run and it shows very good control and skill. I think. Because a lot of people can monkey see, monkey do and make a drift look decent, right? And there's all the glory in the chase. But I really admire good lead drivers.
I like that.
Yeah. What about you?
What do I think's underrated?
Yeah.
Prioritizing fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's like the most important thing in drifting right now. It's just like,
Not taking yourself too serious.
yeah,
Yeah. That's real. Yeah. For sure.
it's easy to get lost in the sauce, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's topical because it seems that even Final Bout is getting pretty serious, which I appreciate. But
Yeah, it's crazy to see like
it's amazing.
the level of
Yeah.
competition and how people are like
Yeah.
taking like just what Tom did with his
Yeah.
car in a month.
Dude.
And like that whole like
Crazy.
East Coast crew, there's like
Yeah.
20 people working on it. And
Yeah. Pushing so hard and like
yeah.
doing the craziest stuff. Like they're still like 18 years old, like able to just be out in the
Yeah,
garage
I'm
for
like
13 hours. It's
Tom's
insane.
Like, Tom's like our age. I don't know how you.
That's what I'm saying. He has the energy and he like works hard. He has like a difficult job, you know.
Yeah,
Those guys are hardworking dudes.
he's a hustler.
Yeah. What about you, babe? It's underrated in drifting. That's a great question.
I don't know if this is really like counts as underrated, but one of the things that I've noticed, and maybe this is more of like a thing for like novice drivers or like people that are like learning how to drift. I think a lot of people, like at least that come up to me, will always talk to me about how like, I don't know, maybe this doesn't fit, but like for me, I hear so many people who hate any use of e-brake. Like a lot of like women that are learning, right? It's like this idea that if you use the e-brake, like that sucks and that's bad. But the truth is that every like technique is like, you know, valuable, and you should want to learn every technique. And e-brake is extremely essential. And like, yeah, I don't like e-brake entries, you know, like Dragon e-brake is maybe like what they're referencing. But I think a lot of people learning are under this assumption that they shouldn't use it at all. And I hear it all the time. And
Yeah,
it's always like, it's hard to
It's
explain to
lost
people.
in translation.
Yeah, you use it
you
to
hear
set
like,
the
oh,
car.
E-brake, e-brake's uncool. And it's like, no, driving into the corner and just like pulling the e-brake. Like, we're not talking about drifting into a corner. We're talking about driving, non-drifting into the corner, pulling the e-brake to start the drift. That's what's uncool. If you're already drifting, or if you're using it as like a technique in chase, or like to like accentuate a drift, e-brake is fair game.
Exactly. And it's like, you have
I
to think
agree.
about it this way. There's a reason why race car drivers use brakes. Like, if you don't ever need to use a brake, you're probably not going fast enough.
That's
Like,
a hot take.
yeah, it's like, dude,
That's a
like,
hot
you
take.
can only go so
Like it.
fast and drive a certain way to, like, not have to use it. But, like, the truth is, it's essential to, like, being able to go fast. Like, you're
Yeah.
gonna need to, like, even race car drivers slow down, you know? But it's about slowing down the least amount, you know?
Yeah. It's like
it's important, though.
what you're doing, but how you're doing it.
And it's just, I feel like that's so,
Yeah.
like, misunderstood for people that are learning, you know?
Yeah, I used to hate on left foot braking, and then I found like a use for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's actually like a couple times where you can use it, and it's super helpful.
You should
Yeah,
learn
I-
everything. Every single trick,
Yeah.
like every single technique has a place and a time. And that's how you distinguish your style in drifting, is how you use those techniques. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I learned left foot braking from driving banks at Evergreen, because if you e-brake in the middle of the bank and you don't have a very powerful car, you'll drop down, because banks are meant to grip you. So like I learned how to left foot brake chasing my friends on that, but that's like everything has its use and its place. And I think she's just onto something there. Like a lot of people are like hating on the use of the e-brake, but it's like we're not saying like enter with the e-brake. We're just, there's times where it's okay to use it. It does remind me a lot of skateboarding, where there's some things that like aren't cool to do and it gets like hate on, but like I don't know, man, people are varial flipping again. Like use your e-brake a little bit. It's all good. If varial flips it back, you can use your e-brake. Just don't like e-brake drag in, you know? Like
And how are you going to tandem without using
Don't be
your
an
e-brake?
e-brake dragon.
Yeah.
Don't be a chase goblin.
Yeah.
Don't be an e-brake dragon.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like, we're
Yeah.
coining both of these right now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Don't be an e-brake dragon. That's when you drive in without drifting and you pull the e-brake to start your drift. That's an e-brake dragon.
Yeah.
Chase goblin, you only want to chase, you don't want to lead.
Yeah. Signed, sealed, delivered. That's it.
Yeah.
That's right there.
You heard it here on the Goodest cast.
Shout out Goodest Cast.
Shout out Flash VM.
Shout out Spark Mosh.
Yeah. If you are a girl who drifts, go check out Sparkle Motion. If you're anyone who has eyes and ears, go watch Flash VM because I said so. And if you want to see me and Aaron at like 20 in our mid to late 20s running around Japan being idiots, like scroll back a little bit in the archives,
Yeah.
you know?
There's some fun ones in there
Yeah.
for sure. No, let's keep the good times going. We're not
Yeah.
done yet.
No, we're not done. We got a lot more to
We
do.
got a lot more to do, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody. We out.
Peace out.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the whole episode. If you like the guest, be sure to give them a follow on social media. The link's in the description. Send them a message. Tell them you appreciated the episode. They put a lot into these. If you want to support us, check out the links below. Follow us on social media. Hit the subscribe on YouTube, Spotify. You can check out goodestco.com for the latest merch drops. Hit up the Patreon. See what we got cooking on there. We appreciate you guys.